The NASCAR playoffs begin Sunday, August 25th at the historic Milwaukee Mile. Tickets are on sale now for the Laguna 175 NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race. Witness Wisconsin's own Ty Majeski and defending Milwaukee race winner Grant Enfinger race for it all. The Sunday, August 25th NASCAR doubleheader kicks off with a Sprecher 150 ARCA Menard Series at high noon. Tickets start at $40. Kids 12 and under are free. It's NASCAR playoffs time in Milwaukee. Visit MilwaukeeMileRacing.com to get your tickets today.
With this reel. I remember them playing that in the studio. We were so excited. We thought we were network now. And it's the same jingles today.
That's great.
Every time I hear them, I get excited about it.
I'm sure.
It's a lot of fun.
Fun times on the first shift, right here on WRMN, AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
Summer Lake House offers the ultimate waterfront family dining experience, complete with rustic summer-inspired decor and a menu that highlights simple, handcrafted dishes prepared with locally sourced ingredients. The Wisconsin-inspired Summer Lake House, where you can enjoy a laid-back, family-friendly vibe with delicious modern American cuisine and handcrafted cocktails. Don't just go out to eat, go outside to eat. Summer Lake House on Lake Delton.
1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, oh baby, don't you wanna go? Come on, oh baby, don't you wanna go? Back to that same old place, sweet home, Chicago. 6 and 3 is 9, 9 and 9 is 18. Look there, brother, baby, and I'll see what I see. Now, hey, baby, don't you wanna go back to that same old place, sweet home, Chicago? Come on, baby, don't you wanna go? Well, come on, baby, don't you wanna go back to that same old place, sweet home, Chicago?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Midday Drive. My name is Dennis Sonar Green. I'm filling in for the amazing Matt McNeil. With me today are some great voices here at the station. Voice number one, Ben Demonium Boquest.
Hey.
Thank you very much for being here. And special guest coming in for the party tonight. That's right, our very own host of Four Corners Radio, author and extreme movie buff. That would be William Pellerinos. Thank you, sir, for being here.
Thank you, sir, for having me.
Hey, it's good stuff. We were listening to the Blues Brothers, Sweet Home Chicago, as we came in, and that is what you prepared to talk about today.
Yes, here's the local backstory.
Yeah.
Last weekend, I was privileged to be with these gentlemen, Sonar, Ben, and Matt, out on a remote broadcast at Mott's Lounge.
That was fun.
In the town, Mott's Lounge, right?
Yeah.
In the town of Burlington. I had never been to Mott's Lounge before. I'd never been to Burlington. I'm pretty sure it was in Illinois. But we traveled about, 15 minutes from here?
Yeah, it's not far, 15, 20 minutes, something like that.
So it was a nice ride, and we did a remote broadcast, and their band was a tribute band to the Blues Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
And, man, a couple other people were not familiar with the history of the Blues Brothers. So I told them, hey, I'm going to jump in on Friday and tell you the backstory of the Blues Brothers, because I was living in Chicago when they were filming this.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of backstories to this.
That's fun.
John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd originally started the Blues Brothers as a stage act with Steve Martin.
And this was before they even brought it to SNL. They had already started, right?
Correct. They were backing up Steve Martin on the stage acts. You got to understand, all these actors and entertainers always go on the road, you know.
Yeah, well, even then with SNL and everything, Second City was something that constantly fed them as well, and that's right here in the city.
Yeah, Second City. They were Saturday Night Live was siphoning talent off Second City and from Canada. I believe Bill Murray was siphoned from Canada.
Yeah.
So what happened is the original cast members of the first year of Saturday Night Live with John Belushi, Dan Aykroyd, Chevy Chase. Now, when Chevy Chase left after that first year and went to a movie career, Bill Murray replaced him for years 2, 3, and 4. And all those three guys stayed together, as well as Gilda Radner, who was just fantastic. She would end up marrying Gene Wilder years later, and unfortunately she died from cancer. Lorraine Newman, and my favorite was Garrett Morris. He had such a delivery, and he never made the big time, but he was always a working actor, a lot of stage work. But anyway, so they developed this with Steve Martin. Steve Martin was the guest host on Saturday Night Live, and he introduced the Blues Brothers as a musical act.
Oh, okay.
Now, you can go, I watched this on YouTube last night. You can go and watch they have the repeats from the SNL Blues Brothers.
And Steve Martin introduced them right into it, or?
That segment just comes on with them coming in, and it was Garrett Morris introduced.
Okay.
So they ended up doing it a few times. It became real popular. So what they do is they come on with a briefcase, right? It's handcuffed to Dan Aykroyd, right? So it's like, what do you think's in there? Like $1 million, you know, the new Bible or the meaning of life or something. What is it? It's a harmonica. And they're dressed in these suits, dark suits, dark glasses, dark hats. And Belushi, even though he was overweight, he did a magnificent cartwheel. And it's on YouTube. Just watch it. Just put the Blues Brothers SNL, and it'll pop up. So they do this act, and he starts becoming famous, and they had the opportunity to make a film out of it. So some executives at Universal said, let's move with it, and they picked a great director, John Landis, who had a previous hit 2 years before Belushi called Animal House.
Yeah.
Which, to me, we've talked about, is one of the funniest movies, I think. It's one of my personal 10 funny comedies.
It was that college era, too, because didn't Revenge of the Nerds and everything come out in that same kind of era?
Yeah, whenever a popular concept comes out, there's always imitators. But Revenge of the Nerds wasn't bad. It was a different concept. You know, these guys were modern day as opposed to... Animal House was filmed in 77, 78, but it actually took place in 1962.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you don't remember?
No, I haven't seen it in a while.
Completely different era.
Huh.
But there's a backstory there, and the whole backstory. So they decided to film, I don't know how it went to Chicago, but they decided to film in Chicago. And what happened that era, we happened to have our first female mayor, Jane Byrne, who I had the pleasure of meeting a couple years after she was out of office. But the reason she became mayor, and I'm backtracking with Chicago history here because I lived through this, was the original mayor for 20-some years was Richard J. Daley, father of future Mayor Richard M. Daley. So he was the mayor for a couple of decades. He ends up having a heart attack and passing away, and the city council anoints this man, this alderman, Michael Belandic. But in 1978, the winter of 78 to 79, we had the worst blizzard on record. It was humongous. I was in high school at the time. They shut down my high school for a week. Nothing moved. Now, I lived through this, and what happened is the snowstorm was so bad, the city shut down. The only thing that could travel was buses. You couldn't get cars. The street sweepers had thrown the snow on all the parked cars, and you couldn't get the parked cars. Now, while I'm living through this, I was a junior in high school. So I'm a junior in high school, and I'm living through this. I take buses to work. My car was under mounds of snow. You'd think we were living in the Himalayas. It was incredible. This snowstorm was so bad. I saw in the middle of the night, as I was coming home on the bus, these... what do you call it? Like snowmobiles. Thieves were on snowmobiles. They'd pull up to it. They'd wipe off because they could get the top of the car. They break in through the window, go inside and steal stuff out of the car.
Wow.
People didn't know.
Snowmobiles?
On snowmobiles, because the only thing that was running was snowmobiles.
That's such a weird accelerant to crime. Like, there's snowdrifts, so let's go.
Yeah.
What can get us?
There's opportunists out there. So this is what I lived through, and this is a portion of my life. So anyways, the snowstorm was so bad, huge. People's cars didn't thaw out till like March. This was a disaster. I never thought winter would end. I thought we were living in Antarctica. So anyways, it thaws out. Come April, there's an election. And she had these trucks, Jane Byrne, driving around with speakers, because I was sitting in a high school classroom with the windows open right before the election. Remember the snowstorm. Vote for Jane Byrne.
Wow. Yeah.
Remember the snowstorm. And you like a little political. You like a little political history here. So she beat Bilandic, and he was the sponsored guy, man. He was the machine in Chicago politics that put this guy. But people were so upset. This interrupted people's lives.
Yeah.
So, anyways, Jane Byrne wins. And there hadn't been a lot of filming in Chicago since the 50s or the 60s. Richard J. Daley just didn't want it. He just wasn't enthused about it. We had some TV shows filmed here, like Lee Marvin's M Squad, but that was in the late 50s. So film production was not a big help by...
Well, Chicago was a classy place then. You couldn't just have people running around with cameras everywhere all the time.
Yeah, if you ever go and if you ever see a production, they shut down the streets. It's a big to-do. You need permits. You got to make sure nobody parks there. You got to have street sweepers early. It's a big production.
Yeah, I've seen Chicago Fire a few times actually shut down L stops because they were like, we're filming a scene right here at this stop, so I couldn't even stop at like Wilson. And they were like, nope, we have Wilson. That's what we booked off. So everybody was like, well, you're going to have to go to Belmont, I guess.
Yeah.
So it's just crazy to see, like you said, where they shut everything down like that. And now that we've got television shows, serials that are filmed here, there's a lot more of that just floating around. Now, I don't think as far as the television goes, they block off like 5 or 6 blocks. They only block off the block that they're looking for.
All these, I was going to film, years ago when I was on Christian broadcast television, I was going to film a TV segment out on the street. And there's government agencies that can help you. The Illinois Department, I think, of Filming or something, and the Chicago Department of Filming. I'm doing off this back.
So you're saying Daley didn't want any part of it?
Daley wasn't enthused in that. Daley was an old machine guy. Keep the city running, city that works.
Run a city. We're not here to be Hollywood.
Yes,
we're here to run a city.
But Jane Byrne came in. She opened it wide open for these guys. And she sold them old squad cars. That's why if you watch the movie The Blues Brothers, you'll see over 100 squad cars flipping because those stuntmen, they found out that year, that 77, 78 type of vehicle, I think it was a Crown Vic, they were able to put roll bars and flip it over without hurting the drivers.
Wow.
So
they make it a death-proof type of thing, yeah.
Yeah, so they have a lot of flipped-over squad cars, and they were filming that in there. And they not only filmed in Chicago, but they filmed in the suburbs. The first traffic stop when they got out of Joliet Penitentiary, which is still there, but it's not a penitentiary. The 2 characters are released, Jake and Elwood, who are John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd, are released from there, and they get stopped by the police in Park Ridge, Illinois. So the suburbs were involved, and there was a shopping center. Let me see where this was. It was out in... I think it was in Dixie Square Mall in Harvey. It was actually a shuttered shopping center. Shuttered. Now you see these all the time now because the economy is so,
brick and mortar and all that.
Yeah, the internet killed the brick and mortar stores. It's very hard to maintain. Everybody buys through Amazon. So a lot of these used strip malls are down. But this was an indoor mall that was shuttered. So they rebuilt it up to look as an open shopping mall, and they drove the cars right through it. That movie has more crashes, and there's no CGI in 1978.
Oh yeah, it's all physical action, physical effects.
Practical,
at that point. Is that what they call? They call practical effects.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. So John Belushi was here, and people knew him from Saturday Night Live. John Belushi was a serious partier. Not only alcohol, but he was developing a bad cocaine habit. So he was late on the set. They were going into cost overruns. But Belushi had incredible talent. It's just one of these guys that fell into this rabbit hole with drugs and alcohol. But anyway, sometimes he'd be so drunk he couldn't make it back to the hotel.
Oh,
this is an absolutely true story. He knocks on people's doors, anonymous random people. And he says, "Hey, I'm John Belushi. Can I sleep it off here?" And they let him. People just let him go on their couch. And one guy was interviewing the paper. Yeah, he even raided my refrigerator.
Flashes pack of cigarettes as a badge.
That's about John Belushi.
John Belushi.
Yeah, but he was America's. He was called, if I remember some interviews, America's house guest. And people love Belushi. And, he caused no havoc. And I remember at the time they wanted to open up a bar. And there was a rumor going around. I don't see it in any articles, but this is what I heard. There was a rumor going around that the city would not give Aykroyd and Belushi a liquor license for the location that they wanted. Now, a liquor license is only to sell liquor. So they decided to give free liquor.
Yeah. There you go. Get around it.
This was about the party, man.
Sure.
Hey,
That's why you sell the cups, right? I don't sell the liquor.
Yeah.
I sell the cups.
hey, if anybody has any stories, do we got the phone lines open?
Absolutely. In fact, you called it right in. I've already got one floating. Here we go. Hey, welcome to the show.
Alrighty. So when they were filming the movie, The Blues Brothers, my buddy Rick that I used to work with actually lived in by Baines Lake up there in Wakanda, and he said that him and Belushi did some snorting together. Like Belushi ran away from the set and was hiding, and him and Belushi were doing some toots together.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
It's America's house guest right there.
Yeah. I'm sure he's not alone in that story. A pretty prolific drug user and abuser.
Do you think there's enough
Belushi.
people that Belushi roomed with that they could start a club that like Belushi sat with me?
Yeah, you know what?
I guarantee they could.
Hey, thanks for calling in,
Yeah.
Cody. You got anything else?
He's got a great point.
Have a good day.
You too, man. Thanks for that. I really appreciate it.
Did he say Belushi was partying in Wakanda?
Yeah, he said he was partying up there, and his buddy.
I got it.
Oh, you got it in there. Go ahead.
And not the partying, but I believe it. It's my notes. It says they were doing car crashes on Route 12, which was in Wakanda. Route 12 is Rand Road.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why they were up there, and that's why. But if we get any listeners, I'm sure other people, baby boomers out here who were living here at the time, got some backstories on this. But the Blues Brothers is really about Chicago and Chicagoland, and it's a changed Chicago. The mall was destroyed, no longer there.
Oh yeah.
In a story I heard from one of the Streets and Sand guys, they decided to improv a scene with some takes downtown at the Daily Center. But when the tanks rolled over in the concrete was not made to support the weight of these tanks.
Yeah.
So the concrete was destroyed.
There's a lot more destruction in this movie of the city that I think Mayor Jane was expecting for that. When we come back from the break, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead, buddy.
Reactor's like, they didn't really destroy much of the city. It was more so the cars that they got, and yeah, everyone's everyone's brother and uncle has a story of, I was an extra, my hair was tucked up in my hat, and blah blah blah. So it's just one of those great Chicago story starters. So I'm glad we're talking about it.
Yeah, if you've got a story about the Blues Brothers, that's what we're talking about here with film expert William Pellerinos, a DUI expert as well, not in getting them, but getting testimony about DUIs. When we come back, we'll talk more with Mr. Pellerinos and Bendemonium Boquest. We've already got some Tradio and a couple other things going on. If you've got something to contribute to the show today, 847-931-1410, or send us a text message on the Image 360 text line. That, of course, is 505 888-926-1410. We'll see you on the other side.
Twin Gyros, located at 4870 North Harlem Avenue in Harwood Heights, serves traditional gyros as well as its award-winning chicken gyros on a pita. Twin Gyros has a diverse menu that includes barbecue ribs, chicken dinners, Philly cheesesteak sandwiches, cheeseburgers, and Vienna beef hot dogs that have recently been inducted into the Vienna Beef Hot Dog Hall of Fame. Check out the full menu at twinsgyros.com. That's Twin Gyros at 4870 North Harlem Avenue in Harwood Heights, Illinois.
If you are 50 years and older, you are welcome to join Elgin State Bank's sponsored movie days at Elgin Marcus Theater. It will always be on the second Thursday of each month. Doors open at 8:30 a.m. At 9 a.m., you will hear a very brief message from Sherry Aschenbrenner about upcoming senior events, and movies will begin at approximately 9:30 a.m. Coffee and a donut is complimentary. You can always call the movie theater hotline number of 847-888-7976 to find out what movies are playing each month. The cost is $3 if you are a member of Elgin State Bank, meaning you have an account there, and $5 if you are a non-member. And for more senior information, catch Sherry's Senior Showcase on the third Tuesday of every month at 9:15 a.m. right here on WRMN, AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
B-Lux Bar and Grill, Wisconsin tells, is the quintessential American grill and bar, with refined rustic cuisine and award-winning libations. Their honest, feel-good food menu is complemented by a beer list to satisfy every taste. Classic cocktails and our signature shakes, rich and creamy with a splash of boozy goodness just to shake things up a little bit. B-Lux Grill and Bar, classic American cuisine with a contemporary twist.
For an absolutely amazing meal and attentive smiling staff, try Red Ox Restaurant and Bar in Hampshire. They have a delicious Friday night fish fry. There's so many great dishes on the menu that'll keep you returning. Try their savory French onion soup. Then for your main course, choose from a wide variety of steaks and chops, fried chicken, shrimp, or juicy prime rib, done just the way you like it. Red Ox also has daily specials and a full bar for you and your friends. Visit redoxhampshire.com today.
When you need your banker, they should be ready to put you first. At Wintrust, you can have the banking experience you need and the one you deserve. Ready for a change? We've made it even easier. Our new sophisticated online platform makes opening accounts a breeze, but our bankers are always here for you. Open a new Total Access checking account in minutes at wintrust.com/fast. Plus, get $300.
$100 required to open. Requirements to qualify. Must use link to apply.
Member FDIC.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking. Now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
There's a price war in the insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call the Term Lifeline right now and see if you can save 40%. $500,000 plans and up, that's our specialty. Even great smokers' rates. Protect your family today. Call the Term Lifeline right now for a free quote. 866-509-TERM, 866-509-TERM, 866-509-TERM.
I got a truckload, and when you get it, you
Welcome back to the Midday Drive right here on WRMN. I'm filling in for the amazing Matt McNeil, the marvelous Matt McNeil. We are talking Blues Brothers, and of course I'm talking it with the only movie expert that I will ever bring on here as my number one expert for movies. That would be William Pellerinos. I'll tell you, if I need to know anything about a movie that was made before the year 2000, he knows every single movie ever made before then, and then every movie made after 2000, all the way up to 24. I bet he knows easily every, I would say, 80% of all the newer movies?
I wouldn't say that.
You were an older movie type of buff, right?
Let's just say us baby boomers went to the movies a lot.
That was it. Did you see the Blues Brothers in theaters?
Oh, my God. I'm glad. This is the backstory. I lived through the filming of this. And Chicago is not used to filming. The Blues Brothers broke ground, and they literally broke ground
with tanks, with
But they opened up a whole new world, the film industry, to the city of Chicago and the state of Illinois. So I lived through this, street closings and an incredible amount of unusual for us that were living in the city at the time. So anyways, the film being made here, they not only made it in the city, they made it in the suburbs. They even filmed a scene in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So it was filmed around the Midwest. When you see this movie, and you'll see a lot of change in the city that's happened since. It's not the city of 1979, but it's a beautiful movie, represents Chicago. And the backstories of the filmings we're going to go through, but the story of the film is that two brothers, Jake and Elwood. Jake is released from prison, Joliet State Prison at the time, and they filmed it outside the prison. But the prison is now a tour. It's very popular at Halloween time. It's no longer a functioning state of Illinois penitentiary. So they get released, and they go to the orphanage that they grew up in. And the nun there tells them that the orphanage is not being funded by the church no more. They have no money. They got to save the church. And it's really a shocking scene. It's almost an exorcist-like scene where she comes at him.
Great scene. The penguin.
Huh?
They go see the penguin.
Yeah. You remember, she's like screaming. And I think the cross is behind her, and she's at these guys.
Got my cheese whiz.
Yes. So if you haven't seen the movie, I don't want to give away too much. But so their whole motto through the film, trying to save this orphanage, is we're on a mission from God.
Yes.
So if you see old posters, that's what that means. And we're on a mission from God. So they were filming it out here. And they filmed some scenes. They blew up a gas station. I kind of remember. I got to find it in my notes. That was not used in the theatrical release because the film was running like 2 hours and 45 minutes, and it was just too long for the executives to put it out there because they want shorter films that could have more showings at the theater. They don't want a long film because maybe you get 1 or 2 showings as opposed to 3.
Yeah.
So they want people to keep coming in at the box office. And the way the box office was working back then, I kind of remember because I worked in the theaters. I think from our theater was 90% of the box office went to the film company, whether it was Universal or 20th Century Fox, whatever. 10% went to the theater owner, but the theaters made their money off the popcorn, the pop. That's where we made our money. And a trick that the popcorn girls used to do, whenever they cooked popcorn, they'd open up the doors leading into the theater and let the smoke of the popcorn.
There you go.
The smell. You remember this, right?
Oh, yeah. Even on some popcorn machines, it tells you which fans to turn on and point in what direction.
Really?
And in it, it's like you know how like the little warning labels on things? Yeah. Like right next to the caution hot, it gives you step-by-step instruction on how to...
For marketing purposes.
Yes, for marketing purposes, this is how you should open up your system. It's really neat.
So I'll go back to the film, and we're jumping back and forth here, but our phone lines are open. If anybody
phone lines are open, absolutely.
847-931-1410.
Exactly.
947-931-1410.
847-931-1410.
I got it. I'll write it down.
Yep.
So anyways, if anybody's got a backstory, I'm sure some other people, listeners, have lived through this era with myself. Okay, so let's flash forward to the release of the film. They did not release it at a lot of theaters because at the same time, Empire Strikes Back was being released, and that was the big to-do.
Okay.
So a lot of theaters were booking Empire Strikes Back as opposed to the Blues Brothers. But the Blues Brothers came in number 2, and it was in Chicago. I remember reading the reviews on a Friday morning, and Roger Ebert gave them a 4-star review, and I believe Gene Siskel did too. And this was the first time I ever seen lines out the door, standing room only. I had seen it later on with other films, but the lines were just jam-packed. And I tried to go to different theaters further out into the boondocks. It didn't matter. Where I drove, the lines were huge, and it was just incredible. And I never wanted to see a film on the first night. When Star Wars came out, I waited like 4 months to see it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just didn't want to stay in line outside. Same thing with Jaws. The Exorcist, I was young in The Exorcist. I had to sneak in. They wouldn't let me in the first 2 times.
Oh.
I had to wear platform shoes. This was the 70s, my friend.
Stand on a milk crate.
That's the one. That's the movie where people came out halfway through crying, and it really messed up people because it was so over the top. It was the first kind of horror movie like that. Yeah.
The only way I got in, I had to go downtown, and downtown theaters back at that time were the only theaters that showed morning and afternoon movies. Everything else during the week started at 6 o'clock. 6:30, 7 o'clock showing. So if there's like an 8:30 or 9 a.m. at the Woods Theater, it's no longer there. So I go in there, and it was kind of a dirty theater. It was filthy popcorn they never picked up off the floor.
Sticky floor, yeah.
Yeah, so I had seen, and we're talking about The Exorcist now. We just switched The Exorcist since we just named it. I hate to jump around, but you remind me of this. So I wore these platform shoes. I paid my $3, whatever it was, to get in. I walked in, and The Exorcist is getting intense. First, it starts out like a medical drama. They're trying to figure out what's wrong with her. And then when it starts getting crazy.
When she starts talking to the TV and
split pea soup.
Yeah, she's knocking down her mother.
That's the other one. Not the TV.
No, that's Poltergeist.
Yeah, you're right.
No, but she was screaming at her mother, the door slamming, her mother's thrown on the ground. During this scene, I felt something huge on my foot. I looked down, it was a rat.
Oh, no.
A rat.
A Chicago rat at that.
Yeah, the size of this microphone. No joke.
Oh, geez.
So this was The Exorcist. I'll never forget it. And you got memories that stay with you. And this had to be, 1970-something. I was still in high school, maybe 75, 77, somewhere there. No, I was a freshman, 76. So anyways, that's how I saw The Exorcist. I always remember those big rats. And I put my feet on the seat in front of me. And the usher comes. And he says, "Hey, put your feet down." I said, "Man, there's rats. Go get a refund." I go, "I'll just get popcorn and feed them." Judge
Go get a Don't put your feet up. Get a refund.
Get a refund.
What kind of a business model is that? That's insane.
You found the rat. You get a free movie.
Yeah, you found the rat.
Friends, they don't care. They didn't care. This is. Back then, the minimum wage was $1.75. He didn't care. Go get a refund. Put your feet down.
I've got our lady from down under. She's going to come in for just a second.
Erica.
Tell us a little bit about the Blues Brothers. Hello, madam. How are you?
I'm good.
Hey, did you watch the Blues Brothers?
Yeah, I did when I was younger, yeah.
Oh, good. How did you like it? What was your favorite movie or favorite scene in that?
I don't really have a favorite scene, but the whole movie was pretty good.
Did you believe they were on a mission for God?
Yeah. and then they made the updated version.
Oh, you mean Blues Brothers 2000?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now people in Chicago don't like it. See, I was in Ohio, and we kind of liked it over there. It wasn't okay. It wasn't too bad.
You can't hate on John Goodman too much, but I mean, we don't talk about that.
We don't talk about Blues Brothers 2000.
No.
So we don't bring up Blues Brothers 2000 or Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Got it. So, what have you seen any movies? Because Ben and I were talking a little bit about SNL movies. Do you have an SNL movie, a Saturday Night Live movie that you're fond of?
I don't know. I don't know of any SNL movies.
Oh, there's The Ladies Man.
I got a good question, though.
Yeah,
How about, is there an Australian-centric movie, or is Crocodile Dundee that movie?
Yeah.
That's my question.
Probably it's, the Crocodile Dundee that was a few good movies there. It promoted Australia to everyone else in the world.
Right. What about Quigley?
And they made and then it became a big tourist attraction for everyone, and that was good. So Paul Hogan, he wanted to promote Australia, and when he was making the movie, it turns out that the producers and that they wanted the people to talk with American accents, and he didn't want that. He said, no, it's got to be Australian with the people talking in an Australian accent. And for a long time back in the old days, like when TV was a new thing, nobody wanted Australian people talking on TV. They wanted more like British accents or something like that, and then after a while, it became normal for Australians to talk on the TV because, well, we live here, so
Sure, yeah.
You should talk
Australian TV.
So, anyways, if you watch the movie The Blues Brothers, I don't know if you could get it through your internet services down there, but you'll see not only a lot of comedy and car crash, but there's a lot of musical in there. And there's Cab Calloway and Aretha Franklin were big blues singers back then. I'm sorry?
Ray Charles was in it too, right?
Yep.
Oh, Ray Charles?
Yeah, Ray Charles. Yeah, there was a video clip with Ray Charles when he was at that music shop, and the Blues Brothers came in. They wanted to buy some instruments, and they were liking the piano and a few of the other instruments.
That's one of my favorite scenes in the movie where the kid comes in off the street and just touches the guitar, and Ray Charles shoots at the wall and goes, "Get out of here!" Obviously a blind man, but
yes, but you'll see a lot of destruction, and this was before CGI. So when those cars crash or they go crashing through the pane windows of the Civic Center, which was later named the Daily Center, that actually happened. None of this was this wasn't involved in CGI or miniatures. These cars were actually driven by stunt people, and the speeding car that drove. Here's another
Thanks
problem.
for calling in, ma'am. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Derica.
Here's
Awesome to hear from
another
Derica.
problem, and I got notes here. When they drove through the car through the Daily Center window, it had been replaced to be breakaway glass, but they didn't count on the speed of the car. So it cost back then $7,650 in damage to $35 grand in paver stones and a bronze air grill in the building. So
wow,
I think the damage cost, or the city, it was out a couple $1 million with all this damage cost, but it opened up the film industry to the city of Chicago, and now they make millions. They have a cottage industry. They have trucks that come out that feed the crew, the cast. There's a lot of money being made by people that are in that cottage industry.
What is that soundstage area called that they built? It's in Pilsen. I did some work there. They have a bunch of giant sound stages where they do a bunch of filming.
Oh, that's there now?
Yeah.
Yes, I know the owner. He's a Greek guy too, and I was going to film. Before I came to radio, I was going to CineSpace.
CineSpace, yeah.
I was going to go there and I was going to take a tour, and that's where they were filming that Terrence Howard TV series. It was about music. I didn't watch it. It was about the music industry, and one of the guys falsely claimed that he was attacked. And don't you remember this story a few years ago?
Oh,
and they shut down the series. Empire, I think it was called Empire, right?
Something like that. Yeah, I think so.
I didn't follow it, but it was all the scenes.
Smollett.
Huh?
Smollett. Jesse Smollett, I believe.
Yeah. but it got canceled shortly after that whole incident. But the important thing is the scenes that were being filmed interior were in that CineSpace. And it's a huge place, and I was going to go take a look for it because I wanted to make a jury film prior to writing my book, which, we touched on earlier. I'm a DUI expert, and my new book is called DUI Jury Trial.
Yep.
And it's the true story of where I testified as an expert witness in a jury trial out in DuPage County several years back. And from start to finish, that was the longest trial me and the lawyers were ever involved in. Pre-COVID, that took from the arrest to the day of the jury verdict was 3 years.
Wow.
3 years going back and forth to court. It was incredible. And in that book, I've included the backstories of the truck driver, how he got involved in it, how if convicted, he would lose his commercial driver's license. And that's a problem for truck drivers. If you lose your commercial driver's license, you can't make a living. These guys are earning a lot of money to do a job, but they can't do the job if they don't have that commercial driver's license.
Exactly. It's part of it's like a electrician that doesn't have a license.
Yes.
You have the knowledge, you may have the skill, you may have the will, but you don't have the ability.
Same thing with a lawyer or a doctor. If you get your license taken away, you're done.
That's it.
That's it. All those years of schooling and experience and training is done. So I included the transcripts from the trial in this book, and the only difference is I deleted the judge's name, the prosecutor's name, and the state trooper's name, and I referred to the defendant as John Doe. But everything, all the transcripts are right there, every question asked, and it reads like a spleen. I know you're reading it, but if you get to chapter 6, it reads like a screenplay.
Yeah, what's really neat about that is walking up to chapter 6 when when it actually comes in, the transcript actually comes in, you and the lawyer, Shiblo, sit there back and forth and set the stage of when you guys came in on the scene, because he, I think, was on the scene first,
right?
And then he invited you over.
Yeah, well, actually, I was contacted, and I'm on the internet. People call me, my information on people call me, my cousin's got a DUI, my uncle's got a DUI, but it turns out that they have the DUI.
Yeah.
They don't want to tell you that it's me. So I asked him, do you have a lawyer? And he said, no, he doesn't. I go, there's only one lawyer open on Saturday. That was Mark Shiblo. I go, let's go talk to him. If you want to hire him, that's fine, but we got to move forward because your license is going to be suspended in 46 days. And that's how the ball started. And it, back and forth. And it went from Shiblo testifying to Shiblo defending him, and to me coming every month to try to testify in these motions to suppress evidence, to quash the arrest. And then finally we got to the jury trial, and another lawyer was brought on who would question the jury.
A trial lawyer at that point.
A jury trial lawyer.
Oh,
he had more experience. Shiblo was a good lawyer, but he did not have jury trial experience. So Shiblo brought on this other guy. And coincidentally, that other man brought on David Caruso. Years before, he had brought me on a DUI case in Kane County.
Well, there you go.
Oh, but that case was much simpler because I won't name the town that arrested this guy, but it was a pizza man, and he needed his license to deliver pizzas, just hard-working stuff. So they stop him on a roadway, clearly paved, okay? But where do they make him do the walk and turn and the one-leg stand? On a gravel driveway.
Get out of town.
Yeah, and I testified that the NHTSA standards, the National Highway Transportation Traffic Safety Administration, dictates that it must be a hard, level, relatively dry surface.
Makes sense.
It cannot be gravel driveway. So I was on the stand, and the state's attorney, I don't know why you wanted to prosecute. I gave him a report. I told him these field sobriety tests are wrong. And if the tests are administered wrong, you can't count the results against the guy.
Yeah, they're inadmissible. You just kick them out.
Not admissible, but I said they're not valid.
Okay.
So I'm an instructor. So in that case, not the one in DUI jury trial, but in that case, I was testifying to that the gravel's not a hard surface, and they could have easily done it on a paved street. I don't know why they took this guy, but it's bizarre stuff. Anyway, so I had done that trial with that attorney. And so that attorney was familiar with the way I think, and he read my reports, and we went to trial, and we tried, up until the day of trial, we tried begging the state's attorney to reduce the DUI to a reckless driving, because then he would only be disqualified for like 3 or 4 months and get his CDL back and continue working.
And even then, he might even get driving privileges during those 3 months, too, for work.
It's not the problem, it's the driving privileges. You got 2 problems with that. It's the car. You got a driver's license that's suspended. And yeah, you can get a bay device, but if your CDL is disqualified, that falls under federal standards. Because you can have a CDL in Hawaii and drive trucks here.
Yeah.
And vice versa. So it's good in every state and commonwealth of the United States. And people take CDL drivers in Illinois, I know, transport stuff into Canada as well as Mexico. So that's good in other countries.
Well, you can find the new novel titled DUI Jury Trial. Is a true story of 2 lawyers who defend a truck driver who is charged with a DUI. If he is convicted, the truck driver faces a lifetime disqualification of his commercial driver's license, which would prevent him from ever driving a truck again. This 3-year legal battle culminates in a courtroom showdown, which involves the testimony of a DUI expert witness. Read this fascinating book, which is now available on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com, DUI Jury Trial, written by William Pellerinos.
And Mark Schublo.
And Mark Schublo, that's right. You guys are co-authors on that.
And the foreword is written by David Caruso, who
was the second lawyer, right?
He was the second lawyer, and he's the one that came out at the tail end to just conduct the jury trial.
Well, let's talk about the Blues Brothers and wrap up as we're going for it. I think we've got some more Blues Brothers in the next hour as we go. One of the things I want to talk about a little bit is some of the amazing quotes from it. Now, Ben, you jumped right into some of those that are there. We got to go see the Penguin. Bill, you already jumped in with We're on a Mission from God.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, that's a great one.
One of my favorite scenes is when they're ordering at the diner at Miss Murphy's, and he's like, "Do you got white bread?" Yes, 2 pieces of toasted white bread. And when they put the order in, he goes, Miss Murphy says, I've got 2 honkies out here dressed like acidic diamond merchants."
Whoa.
Yeah. Say what? They look like they're from CIA or something. What do they want to eat? The tall one wants white bread, toasted dry, and nothing on it. Elwood. And the other one wants 4 whole fried chickens and a Coke. Jake. Oh, that's the Blues Brothers.
Yes.
So just fun things like that. What were one of the ones or one of the scenes that really stick out to you guys?
Ben?
Those are great ones. Yeah, I love the Penguin scene. I think when it comes down to it, the orange whip, 4 orange whips. That whole scene and Cab Calloway doing Minnie the Moocher had led to me doing that
is
karaoke style, which, I thought I did a pretty good job at it. But
there's a scene where they're trying to raise money for this orphanage. So they're holding a blues concert. And in the blues concert, they're surrounded by the police at every entrance and exit, and they're instead of trying to run away, they just acknowledge it. They just say, "We'd like to thank all of Illinois' law enforcement community for being here tonight."
Yeah, they're lining the hall.
And who's the leader? Who's the leader of the cops? John Candy.
Yep.
Oh my gosh! And they start clapping at him and say, "Hey, thanks for coming over here." The other thing that is the country western bar is one of the absolute iconics, because they start the whole scene out of, "What kind of music do you usually have here?" And the lady says, "Oh, we've got both kinds, country and western."
And that scene is great because they tried playing blues and they got pelted with bottles.
They tried to play something.
Yeah, they were behind a fence that was diverting a lot of this garbage that was thrown at them. So they played the old theme song from the Clint Eastwood TV series Rawhide. We should play that as we're going to commercial. They do a good job with Rawhide. And that got the country western audience back in line with them, and they appreciated it.
But then they played it for 7 hours.
Ride 'em in rawhide.
If you've got something that you want to talk about with Blues Brothers, we are going to continue that in the next side. You've got lots of papers over there, and I want to get into some of the more personal ones that you had. Because I think you got to see some of the cars before the movie was released as well. And then did you go to any of the scenes that were being filmed?
It was funny. I was telling earlier. I was blocked. I couldn't get down the highway. You would think the president was in town. They had all these highways blocked at a dead stop. And that was unusual for the city. Because if I worked early in the morning. I was a morning person back then. This is before I joined the Navy. So during the summer, I was working from 7 to 3. Oh, you got a phone call?
Yeah, sure do.
Go ahead.
Oh, we got somebody that jumped in. Hey, go ahead and tell us a little bit about the Blues Brothers. Oh, they got away. They got away. Go ahead. Call back when you can. Go ahead.
Oh, he hung up?
Yep.
Sorry. If it pops up, just interrupt me.
I'll let you know.
So it was, my motto was to get on the expressway downtown and head out home, out west.
Mm-hmm.
By 3 p.m. If I could get it, I'd beat traffic. Now traffic goes all day. But back then in the 70s, if you were good before rush hour started, it actually was a rush hour. It was more like 4 to 6, you know. It wasn't this all-day thing that we got going now. But it was blocked, and I couldn't believe these streets were being blocked, shut down. This was unusual for, unless there was a fatal crash. You didn't see these streets shut down in the city of Chicago. Now it's very common with all this filming. And you were talking about CineSpace, the indoor. That I like because everything inside an indoor studio is climate controlled. I do a lot of film history and stuff like that. And Hitchcock loved to film inside. Everything was controlled. He didn't like going on location.
And he loved blocking, too, because he liked it inside where he could control everything.
Yes.
The birds must have been a real challenge for him. That movie,
being inside the whole time.
Yeah. Jeez.
I seen an interview with Anthony Perkins, who was in Psycho with Hitchcock, and he respected Hitchcock a lot. And that whole film was filmed on a film set. But he was talking about one of the crew members was telling him a story when Hitchcock was filming North by Northwest. It was a hot, muggy day, and Hitchcock wore a suit. He wore a suit like you're going to dinner, like you're going to a wedding. So it was a hot, muggy day, and he was directing a scene where Cary Grant's outside and a crop dusting plane tries to run him down through the cornfields. And he's directing the scene. Everybody's out there, cast, the crew, the plane's coming at an angle. He's just too hot. He ordered the limo, pulled up with the air conditioner, put him inside, and he directed the scene from the inside of the limo.
Wow. Okay.
That's our Hitch.
That's it. He didn't want any part of the sun.
And we're getting a little off track here, but there's just so much information and backstories in all these films that a lot of these cross-reference each other, But the Blues Brothers, they did a lot of wrecking and a lot of damage to the city and the suburbs, but nobody complained because it opened the doorways, and we made multi-millions in the film industry.
Oh, absolutely.
Chicago, Batman. That's the new
Batman, the Dark Knight series. Gotham is Chicago is Gotham, right?
What was the film you filmed here in the radio station?
For Profit.
You filmed it right in here, right?
Right here in this very room. Not us, but they was filmed here, and then it was filmed around the area here in Elgin.
Yeah, see?
We're continuing with another hour of the Midday Drive. My name is Dennis Sonar Green. I'm filling in for Matt McNeil. We'll come right back after the news.
Move 'em on. Hit 'em up. Hit 'em up. Move 'em on. Move 'em on. Hit 'em up. Rawhide. Cut 'em out. Ride 'em in. Ride 'em in. Cut 'em out. Cut 'em out. Ride 'em in. Rawhide. Keep moving, moving, moving. Over there.
Attention all burger enthusiasts and game aficionados. Celebrate a century of excellence at Mott's Lounge. Proudly serving the community for 100 years under 5 generations of passionate ownership. Sink your teeth into our hand-pressed fresh burgers bursting with flavor, crafted just the way you like them. And while you're here, enjoy our exclusive drink specials, perfect for toasting to our milestone anniversary. Plus, challenge your luck with our state-of-the-art gaming machines, adding an extra thrill to your visit. Join us at Mott's Lounge and be a part of history in the making. Here's to another century of great food, fun, and memories. Mott's Lounge, where every visit is a celebration. For more information, visit us online at mottslounge.com.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 4 o'clock.
With your AM 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Kernan. Brought to you by Sky Rizzi. King County Clerk John A. Cunningham is calling for election judges for the November 5th general election. You can earn $250 for serving. You can find details on the Kane County Clerk's website. In an update to a story that broke on Tuesday when 2 people were found dead following a shooting on Raymond Street in Elgin, police have now identified one victim as 47-year-old Gina Benfield. The investigation of the incident is ongoing. Mark your calendars for the annual Taste of Batavia and Block Party, which returns on September 1st. Join the city of Batavia downtown from 4 to 9 p.m. at the Peg Bond Center. $3 tastings of local flavors. The event is in conjunction with Batavia Main Street. With your AM 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Kernan.
Life hack number 7. Get an iPhone 12 on Straight Talk.
Life hack.
Here's how it works. You walk into Walmart, go to the electronics section, ask for iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system, and select the new Silver Unlimited plan. They'll smile because it's a good plan. You get real unlimited data all for just $20 a month for the whole first year. Get it at Walmart or StraightTalk.com. Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Taxes and fees apply. Requires activation of iPhone 12 and a new Silver Unlimited plan or higher end auto pay enrollment. $25 a month service credit applied for up to 12 months if eligibility requirements are met. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com.
With Progressive's Home Quote Explorer, you can check if you're paying too much for home insurance, because giving you options is the right thing to do.
Oh yeah, like bringing brownies to a dinner party. But I never bring brownies with nuts, because not everyone likes nuts, so they wouldn't eat those brownies. And even people who do like nuts will still eat brownies without them. Why? Because they're brownies.
But still, it's the right thing to do. So compare rates with Progressive's Home Quote Explorer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you...
Experts say regular auto maintenance is one of the most important things for your car. Meineke Car Care Center at 376 Sundown Road in South Elgin covers all your automotive needs. From oil changes, brake services, and emission testing, Meineke's expert staff provides hard work and dedication with the utmost professionalism. Need an oil change? Visit Meineke in South Elgin for their 23-point inspection. Call 847-888-9644.
Take a historic walk through the home of America's greatest showman, Al Ringling. Located in Baraboo, Wisconsin, you can view the grand opulence on a guided tour, now hourly starting 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Weekday tours begin on the veranda and on the weekends in the tap room of the Al Ringling Brewery. Behind the mansion, kick back and try a flight of craft beers and dine at this family-friendly stop. Visit alringlingmansion.com for more information.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN. At the Paris Olympics on Thursday, Katie Ledecky is now the most decorated American woman in Olympic history. She won a silver medal in the 4x200-meter relay. Another big win for Simone Biles. The American gymnast captured the gold in the all-around competition Thursday. She's just the third woman to earn the title multiple times and the first to do it in non-consecutive Olympic Games. Team USA women's basketball beat Belgium 87-74 Thursday. It assures them a spot in next week's quarterfinals. Team USA men's basketball Group C action continues on Saturday when they take on Puerto Rico. The NFL preseason officially kicked off last night in Canton, Ohio. Chicago beat Houston 21-17 in a game that was shortened due to lightning and heavy rain.
Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive.
I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Starting trouble. No one likes that. We can get you set up for some stronger starts. You might just need a fresh charge, and we can take care of that free of charge. But if it is time for a new battery, we've got replacement batteries that'll fit your needs, starting at just $79.99. That's what makes us America's #1 battery destination.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Life hack number 7. Get an iPhone 12 on Straight Talk. Life hack. Here's how it works. You walk into Walmart, go to the electronics section, ask for iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system, and select the new Silver Unlimited plan. They'll smile because it's a good plan. You get real unlimited data all for just $20 a month for the whole first year. Get it at Walmart or StraightTalk.com. Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Taxes and fees apply. Requires activation of iPhone 12 and a new Silver Unlimited plan or higher end auto pay enrollment. $25 a month service credit.
Celebrating 70 years of serving the Fox River Valley, WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM is proud to inform and entertain you every day with great local shows that keep you connected with the people in your community, like the Radio Shopping Show, where listeners are encouraged to let us know about their experiences with our business partners.
We did the Japanese garden, and they had a free show at the time that we went. We went over to Denny's restaurant where we did the breakfast, and then we head off to Wisconsin Dells. We did the Pirates Cove, the Knucklehead. It was just a fun 3-day trip. So thanks to you guys.
The voice of the Valley and the home of the Radio Shopping Show. You are listening to WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
Welcome back to the Midday Drive. My name is Dennis Sonar Green. I'm filling in with Matt McNeil. If you want to go meet Matt McNeil, he's heading his way over to the Elgin Public House. We've got a great party going on. Leah is retiring. Go say hi. Call in to the message line. That's the 360. The Image 360 message line, 505-926-1410. You can leave a farewell message, a good luck message to Leah right there. She'll get all of those, and we're kind of putting together a compilation for it. So call in 505-926-1410 and leave a message for Leah. Nice message. Hey, thanks for everything. We really appreciate everything that you've done. Right here on WRMN, we are shaking up a little bit of our programming. You will soon start hearing me at this time. A Political Talk Show is coming in. A Political Talk Show is something that I started last year because we need more straightforward politics, balls and strikes, et cetera, non-party political party. So that's what we're going to do in 2 weeks. I believe starting on the 12th, Monday the 12th, we will already have a political talk show. Find some information about it out there on the internets in case you want to know more about it. But I am filling in for Matt McNeil today, and this is the Midday Drive. And of course, I've got my good buddies. That's Ben Demonium Boquest. Thank you, sir. And
thanks, man.
And then we've also got William Pellerinos.
I am here.
Thank you, sir. Hey, we're talking a little bit of movies, fellas. Two Chicagoland natives over here talking about the Blues Brothers. If you've got anything about the Blues Brothers you would like to add to everything here, or maybe there is a scene that you really like, or you were there when they were filming, or you got to see the tanks and the cars, and maybe you went down to Skokie for a little bit.
Yeah, for me personally, it's I go I'm always up Route 12, and every time I pass by that hill in Wakanda, I'm like, there it is. There's where the cop car rolled.
Where they're just jumping.
Yeah, super cool. Yeah, just Chicago history, man. You gotta love it.
Chicago history. If you've got some Chicago history, especially Blues Brothers history, 847-931-1410. Join the conversation. 847-931-1410. We'll talk a little Blues Brothers as we go here. Bill, you've got a lot of stuff over there. Where did we leave off? We left off getting the film started, and they wanted to get it moving. So once the film was already green-lit to go, what was the next step?
You know what? They were filming locations before Belushi and Aykroyd even got here.
Oh, really?
Yes. And I was saying a lot of streets were shut down. That was unusual. But not only for the city of Chicago, they were filming out in, as that caller said, Wakanda. They were filming out in Joliet. They filmed out in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. There's a part where they throw the Nazis' car off a bridge.
Yeah, they like flip it or something. They like push it over.
I got to look it up, but I'm doing this from memory. But the FAA gave them a hard time because they were scared that they were worried, I should say, that the car might go airborne and hit a building.
What? Really?
Yeah. I'll put out the exact quote. I've got it on my notes here. But it's unusual. They did unusual stuff, and only you've seen the Blues Brothers, and you should watch at least once.
Mm-hmm.
And all you see in the Blues Brothers is actual vehicles destroyed, property destroyed, in a funny manner. But it's no CGI. I'm getting tired of these CGI films. They're unrealistic. Yeah. But when we see these films of the 70s and the 80s, they had to do these stunts. So, anyways, one of my favorite parts is the Bluesmobile, which was a 1974 Mount Prospect police car. It was a Dodge Monaco. And I love the scene when he goes, it's got cop tires, cop suspension, and Dan Aykroyd kept naming every part of the car as cop this, cop that. That's one of the iconic vehicles. It's like the Batmobile. Everybody knows this car, and they had a replica at Mott's last week with that tribute band, Blues Brothers, but it was spelled differently. They spelled it B-L-O-O-Z.
Yeah, little trick there. Yeah.
They can't call themselves Blues Brothers. They have to have a variation. But there's nothing wrong with having tribute bands. They carry on I remember many years ago, I saw a band called American English at.
They're great.
They do the Beatles. And they're very good, very good. And when a band gets that good, and they specifically just target one type of music, instead of jumbling around, they become very talented at it. Very good. But I like that Bluesmobile, and I believe it's at Volo Auto Museum, is it not?
Yes, it is there. They do have a replica, but I think it is the original that's in there. But they made a few of them, right? They didn't just make one.
Yeah. I'm sure they destroyed a few.
Yeah, because they had to launch even that specific car a few times. And if you notice, when they launched some of these, the front end would snap. Like the engine would fall first, and then it would kind of do like a Dukes of Hazzard, where it kind of starts to bend from the front. So cool. Once you do that, you know that the next car that you see in the next scene that's put together ain't that one.
Sure. Yeah.
I've had the privilege in my lifetime. I've met a lot of actors. I've gone to California, and I've done bodyguard work, and I've done transportation, and I've had the privilege of meeting some great actors. Two that come right to mind, and they were very nice to my children, Ernest Borgnine and George Kennedy, both Academy Award winners. I'm going to bring in photographs with my kids. They were so nice to my kids, and they were up in the years, and I dropped off George Kennedy. He was doing an autograph signing show at one of the hotels in Rosemont. I picked him up. He was having a bad time with his back at the time. He was very tall and older, and he was using a walker. I had a Yukon. I zipped into the airport. I picked him up, put him in the Yukon, zipped him to the hotel to do the autograph show. Ernest Borgnine was there. And my kid was small. My son was small. And Borgnine was just great with children. and he starts talking to my son, and I said, Ernie, keep an eye on him. I got to go use the can. I come back. He's got him sitting next to him while he's signing autographs. People thought he was Borgnine's grandkid, and he was my son. I just let him hang out for an hour.
That's cool. That's something he'll never forget. That's awesome.
And we met Michael Biehn. The name may not sound familiar, but you've seen The Terminator?
Oh, sure.
Huh?
Absolutely.
He played Reese. He was the guy with the girl being chased by Schwarzenegger. And he was in The Abyss. He played Johnny Ringo in Tombstone.
Cool. Great
Actor. But he was at Wizard World. Wizard World brings in a lot of actors. And my son was small, wanted to meet him. And I said, we'll get his autograph. And I told Michael Biehn I had made an independent film. And through 6 Degrees of Separation, he knew somebody involved in this film I had made. And Michael Biehn hung out with my kid, and they were listening to music. And what a great guy. And my son remembered that. He talked about that for years.
I'm sure.
Oh, me and Biehn. And coincidentally, my son's name is Alexander. His son's name was Alexander, too.
Nice.
So he goes, I won't forget your name.
There you go.
Yeah, but some of these celebrities are really good. And, I don't care how you treat me, but treat my children with respect and dignity.
Well, they're children. This is what you're supposed to treat.
Yeah, but I had one celebrity, I won't name him. He was awful, just ridiculous. And other celebrities saw him, the way he was treating me. I asked for a photo. We were first in line for autographs. And he goes, and he's got these dark-ass glasses like he's hungover.
Well, you're Blues Brothers, right?
No, he wasn't a blues. I won't name this guy. He was a TV actor.
No hints.
I won't name this guy because he's dead. But his table was right next to Ernie Hudson, who was in the Ghostbusters, the original Ghostbusters. And Ernie sees this, and my kids are small. And he goes, come here, guys. And he put both of my kids on his shoulder. And he stood up. And Ernie Hudson was very
what a guy.
Muscular. And I got great pictures of him. Yes, but that's how you treat children, with respect and dignity, because they're coming in line, they're waiting, they're meeting somebody they've seen on TV or at the movies, and this means a lot to them. Oh, you know who was pretty good to my kid, too? Dennis Rodman.
Oh, really?
I can believe that.
Yeah. He was, now he's not popular anymore, but this was, it had to be about 10 years ago. And he was at one of those Wizard Worlds or some signing order. And he was in no hurry for nothing. He was a half hour late. He was real laid back, But my son mentioned he watched one of his games, and he told him, that was a phenomenal show. My son was really into basketball. And they were talking, and, I'm not that deep into sports. But they were talking, and he really liked my kid. He was real nice. And he goes, stand over here. And they were talking while he was signing other people's autographs.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Did you know Rodman's daughter is she's an athlete, too. I believe she's at the Olympics right now.
Yes.
That's fun.
Right?
Yes.
She's got the hair, colorful hair, like her pops,
of course.
too.
You have to.
Very cool.
This is important. We got to raise our children drug and alcohol free. You see so many celebrities, kids, they're in and out of rehab. Some of them overdose. It's not easy going to work, no matter what your job is. An actor, you're out of the home for 3-4 months. You can't always maintain control of your children with their activities, who they're hanging out with. And I've seen some horror stories about some of the greatest actors and their kids. I'll give you a prime example. Ryan O'Neal, his son, is the son of him and Farrah, and Farrah Fawcett, and he's been in and out of rehab. He's been arrested. It's been a tragedy for that family, and they just fall apart. And it's not how much money you make, because I've seen people from middle or lower class get drug addicted too.
Sure.
Yeah.
We have to keep our kids drug and alcohol free.
Here on the YouTube side, Catherine comes in, says, good day, Derica, sorry. Good day. She says good day.
Good day.
Somebody else comes in and says, was Aretha Franklin in the restaurant scene?
Yes.
Yeah, that was
she was
her,
dancing
right?
on a table.
That's what I thought. Somebody says, you guys are on a mission for God. That we are. We're on a mission.
Listen, folks. Listen, we're on a mission from Dean. He's the general manager here. Okay,
we're a non-denominational business.
Non-denominational, non-political affiliation.
Brendan comes in, says, hi, Sonar. I'm Brendan. Hi, Brendan.
Brendan.
I'm big fan of the Blues Brothers.
Yes, sir. Everybody from Chicago is, Brandon.
That's it. Also, here we go. Got somebody came in with a scene. The Brickyard scene was awesome. With a quote, "This place has got everything."
This place got everything.
So lots of great things that are happening over here. Hey, we got a caller floating as well. Hello, caller. Welcome on board.
Hi, it's me again. I just wanted to say g'day to Kathy and g'day to Brendan and g'day, Ben. Long time no chat.
Hey, Derica. Yeah, good day. That's going to be our thing now. We're going to say good day as well.
Is that our Australian lady?
It is. Bill has something specifically for you. He's been saving it.
Young lady, I have an announcement for you. I have this on my notes. The Blues Brothers has become a staple of late-night cinemas. It has a cult film status, and it's morphing in an audience participation show in its regular screenings at the Valhalla Cinema in Melbourne, Australia.
Wow.
Can you head over there? Can you head to Melbourne?
That's 2 states down. That's a long way from me.
That's on the other side of the island.
Well, what can we expect
you? It's the same side, but it's just down. It's 2 states down.
Okay. So it's still on your side of the island. It's just there.
Australia's big.
It is. Well, the continent. Sure.
You know, do like I do when I go to Wisconsin. Make a weekend out of it.
There you go.
Just take a short hop, a skip, and jump.
Blues Brothers theme. Hey, thanks for calling in. You got anybody else you want to shout out?
To Terry S. I know she said hello to me before, and everyone who likes to make comments on here, and even those who don't, g'day to them too. G'day to everyone.
Love it. Thank you. I hope you have a fantastic day.
You know, I got to say something. I'm trying to listen around the clock to the radio station here, to the different programming and different shows that are on here, and she calls in on Marky B's show. She's called in on mine, on the Radio Shopping Show, on your show. She's an avid WRMN listener.
Yeah.
And we have a different eclectic, everything's, no 2 shows are the same on this program. So I wish we get more people like that. Just set your dial to WRMN.
You're going to find something, and that's the whole point of it, is you'll find something that you like to listen to. Now, you may find something that you don't like or here or there or what
just turn it off.
Just turn it off and come back. That's the beauty of it.
Right. I got it on I put it on my app now, and I run through, because I got an older car, could only listen to AM.
Okay.
And Dean goes, how come you don't listen to us when we get past Rosemont? Because the signal goes out. I told him, well, get it on your app. Well, here's the problem that I had. I put it on my app, and then it comes up the password. And the password is a mystery for me.
Really?
And I try. You know how many passwords I got?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
now you can listen to it on the app specifically.
Yeah. So
you can go to the website. Even on your phone, you can go to the website. And then, because we are an FCC license, TuneIn takes our stream as well. So if you have the TuneIn app, you can listen to us through that.
I had somebody try to figure out my password. I used the best person that I knew how to break into my phone. That was my daughter. She worked for the FBI.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's an artist. She should work for the FBI. Anyways, just jokingly, but she was able to figure out, because I've got this list of passwords, and you're supposed to change them every 6 months, and so people don't hack. And it's putting it on. Once I got an app on my iPhone or on my iPad, I'm good to go. I just click the icon, and I have it on the iPad, and that's where I listen. I start at midnight with the George Noory Coast to Coast.
Yeah.
And I work my way into Marky B, and sometimes I doze on and off. And Marky
not
B,
about Marky B's show, but at the Coast to Coast, right?
Yeah, there's something in between. I can't remember what it is.
Yeah, there is
Caravan.
Caravan to Midnight is from 11 to midnight, but afterwards, see now you're testing me. I'm not the program director, but I know the as it comes. But we have what is it? RF. It's the it is the farm. It's like an ag report type of show. There's a farm report for that. I think it's RFD is what it's called. And then we also have the Fox News rundown as well in the mornings.
Okay.
That way you get kind of a news recap first thing in the morning as well.
Yeah. So anyways, Marky B, I've been trying to listen to his show, and he's got very good.
Yeah.
And I just commented on him earlier. I told him I like your show, and he does a lot of country, Western, and he gives a little bit of the backstory.
Oh, he does both kinds of music.
Country and Western, yes.
Mixed, yeah.
Yes. And the other day he was playing Charlie Rich, and it brought back memories for me. So what I started doing,
awesome.
I started looking on YouTube. You could do a lot of research on YouTube, and going back to Charlie Rich videos, different type, and he died very young. But his story of his songs behind closed doors was his biggest hit, and he was playing the piano, and it just brought back memories. So if you got songs that you're not familiar with, we try to expose you to it, and if you are familiar with them, it brings back nostalgia where you were when you first heard them. Maybe it meant something to you, you know. And each song is different. And I look at the comments when I watch these videos, and these people write some comments on how it affected their lives. Like Johnny Rivers sings, "Gotta Have All Your Lovin'." And the lady wrote, you know, me and my husband used to dance to this, and now he's passed away, and all I do is think of him. And that, you know, it brings back the memories. So I read a lot that, you know, that was the best era, the 60s and 70s. I think even John Lennon said that the best songs were written in the 60s and 70s.
See that?
Yeah.
I can see that. It was for analog production, it was one of the peaks for analog production. I mean, the 70s kind of went into it a little bit more, but as far as like capture and using reel-to-reels in an interesting way and splicing everything, it was a real hands-on thing to make media in that. So it was planned really well. They would turn around and they would write the song, and then they would turn around and say, okay, how do we fit this song into the new radio machine and the new wax as we're going to put it together? Just like you said, the movies did that as well to make sure that they could get enough plays that were in there. In the 60s, they started messing with the formula of radio and music to make sure that they could get something nice and efficient and nice and I guess tailored is the best way to put it. Tailored to the era.
Yes, and you know, the 60s was the time of music breakthroughs. The British invasion, which musically speaking...
Guitars finally became electric.
Yeah, well, the British invasion coming over here with the Beatles starting it off, and then you had other groups like the Zombies, which has some of my favorites, all-time favorite song is She's Not There. And I watched a video of it all the time, and it was redone in the 80s by Carlos Santana, but I like the original. But that was a great time for music and film.
Well, and that's also why I like the Blues Brothers as well. While we're talking, that is an absolute album right there. Every single song that's in there.
Oh man, yeah, we had the best of soundtrack, and really just like every time there was a road trip or really any time there's music to be played. What do you want to listen to? Blues Brothers soundtrack, please.
Yeah, there you go. That's it. So we're gonna close out this segment. We're gonna come right back. More Blues Brothers talk with the gentleman here, and then in a half hour, I'm going to kick them out and head them over to the Elgin Public House. My name is Dennis Sonar Green. You are listening to Middays with Matt McNeil. I'm obviously not Matt McNeil, just filling in for him. He's doing great.
Still wheeling deals, so.
Wheels and deals. Hey, we're going to do some Tradio and a couple other things coming up, but we're going to wrap up our talk about the Blues Brothers right after this.
Don't you fret, 'cause you ain't seen
Breakfast, lunch, or dinner at the Elgin IHOP, located at 101 Randall Road by the theater. They're open for dining 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Stop in at 3 p.m. for happy hour with discounted meal deals for early birds starting at just $6. You can choose from breakfast choices like the pancake sundaes or juicy burgers or maybe a classic burrito bowl. Check out the menu at ihop.com today.
Located in the heart of Wisconsin Dells on beautiful Lake Delton, the Delton Oaks Resort offers a classic Wisconsin family vacation. It's an on-the-lake experience with available cabins, villas, and studio condos, all with home-style comforts and amenities, and extra space for family gatherings, reunions, and small groups. With a private sandy beach and dock, you can splash around, swim, and boat to your heart's content. There's a pontoon boat, kayak rentals, fire pit and barbecue grills are available for use for registered guests. Book your stay and enjoy all the ultimate Dells experience with bonus passes to Noah's Ark Water Park. From s'mores to oars, Delton Oaks Resort has something for everyone. Visit DeltonOaksResort.com. That's DeltonOaksResort.com.
This is Marky B inviting you to feel the power of the first shift.
To God be the glory, my brother. Thank you so much. You are such an inspiration to many of folk that's here in Elgin. I'm in West Dundee. I'm a Dundeeite now, not an Elginite anymore, but I love you. I can even give a number of prayers that we as a people continue to grow and to be there for one another. Please, people, let's get on board. Check on your neighbors, check on your friends, and just give an inspiration that life is worth living.
It's the first shift weekday mornings from 6 until 10 right here on WRMN.
Beef Villa's 3 locations offer much more than their signature Italian beef. Try the Italian sausage, roasted chicken, and more. There's a big variety of delicious side dishes. Beef Villa uses quality ingredients from homemade recipes, and they purchase top-of-the-quality food products from their vendors to bring you the absolute best tasting of foods. Beef Villa's great service and quality are waiting for you, but you won't be waiting long because it's always hot and fresh. Visit beefvilla.com. One of the things we're proud of at WRMN is our connection to the local community. In fact, recently we hosted a fundraiser for a longtime listener, Gene Wheeler, and first shift listener George Rollinson says it turned out perfectly.
Perfection is a moving target. You try to hit that bullseye and you zone in on it. It moves a little to the left and it moves a little to the right. I don't know. I'd say we hit a bullseye. I don't know how that could have been any better.
Working together to make Elgin better. We are WRMN AM 1410, serving the local community since 1949. Dine out with family and friends at Nick's Pizza in Elgin or Crystal Lake. Nick serves up award-winning thin crust and Chicago-style pizza. Eat in or carry out. In addition to Nick's fabulous pizza, let Nick's cater your events with pizza, pasta, Italian beef, and other delicious offerings. Their big banquet rooms can accommodate all your event needs. So, for great pizza in a Northwoods, cabin-style atmosphere, bring family and friends to Nick's. Visit nickspizzapub.com.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Are you being audited or investigated? Has the IRS sent you a letter demanding payment? You may not owe what they claim. Make this free call to the tax doctor now. Let them negotiate with the IRS on your behalf.
800-234-0316. 800-234-0316. That's 800-234-0316.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Midday Drive. Drive Time Deals with Matt McNeils is what it's sometimes called, by me at least. I'm not Matt McNeil. My name is Dennis Sonar Green. You'll start to hear my voice at this time more often as Apolitical Talk Show comes in a couple weeks. Hey, we got a couple things here on the Blues Brothers as we're continuing our conversation throughout the rest of the hour here. Of course, we've got some rain that just moved in. It just went from Catherine's house to us to Brendan's house. And I got to see it all in real time on the YouTube chat. It was pretty neat. If you want to jump into the YouTube chat, of course, youtube.com/@WRMN Radio. Sitting in here with me on those YouTubes that you can see on there is William Pellerinos and Ben Demonium Boquest. Thank you, gentlemen, for being here. Hey, I got a caller that wants to jump in and talk about some of these Blues Brothers scenes. Hello, caller. Welcome in.
Hi there. My name is Roger, and I actually saw them film 2 scenes of the Blues Brothers.
Really? Which 2 scenes?
Okay, the first scene you talked about referred to was the bridge, where the Nazis flew off the bridge. That was, of course, Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look as it is falling in by the Chicago River and an inlet where they would bring boats in. Right where they would bring that area, you see a pile of salt. That was where the city of Chicago and the streets and sanitation would allow boats to come in and drop off salt.
Wow.
My folks at that time were living back at 400 East Randolph, and I was in for the weekend. It was on the corner of Randolph and Lakeshore Drive when they had the old S-curve.
Mm-hmm.
So the S-curve was shut off. So the scene that you see of them driving off the bridge is true. That's up in Milwaukee. But what they did was they had a car hoisted on a helicopter. The helicopter is what you would use to place air conditioning units on top of the tall buildings in downtown.
Sure.
Well, what they did was they had a car that they had to do it several times. They would lift the car up, and they would drop it. So you see it floating down, and at that time, Lakeshore Drive would be shut down. So I'd be standing there watching this car slowly collapsing down between the area. They could not do that in Milwaukee. But Chicago, they allowed them to do that, and they had to do it about 3 or 4 times to make sure it was done right. So that was absolutely amazing. What they told me, what an officer said was they have a car where they would just fix it up again, just put the sides back up, and then they would do it 3 or 4 times, make sure it was done right.
Wow.
That is so cool.
Scene.
Go ahead, Bill.
So that was one scene. And then the second scene was where they go into Daly Plaza. And I was, in downtown Chicago Labor Day weekend, and I had to walk over to LaSalle Street for several days. And so first day, I'm walking by, and I'm, again, the police have everybody off over on the side. You couldn't cross the street. I'm standing there with a group of other folks. And I see the blues car going by with a truck and a camera or a trailer in front of it. And you could see Belushi and the other guy Aykroyd driving up to the plaza, hopping over the curbs and everything else, and they're filming this while this is going along. I thought, well, this is crazy. Coming back later that afternoon, I saw all sorts of Illinois State Police cars and everything else on that same corner. So this would have been like, I'm not sure. It would have been Clark Street, something like, or Dearborn Street, where they were jumping over the area. And what's the street south of Randolph? What would that be?
Oh, is it it's not LaSalle, is it?
Yeah, Randolph
No,
State,
not LaSalle,
Dearborn.
but it'd be
Dearborn's down there, Clark as well.
But I'm going east and west.
Oh, Harris?
You got Randolph and west south of Randolph.
Harris?
Adams
State?
whatever.
Adams is, I think, where we're at. It's been a
interned
while
out
since I've
there.
been down there, yeah.
15 years ago.
But anyway, I'd be coming back, and I'd be watching all these squad cars chasing the Blues Brothers, Chicago blue and white cars, state police cars, and everything else. And they would have to do it again and again, second time. And I'm standing in the corner with a bunch of other people. And if you look closely at the video, you can see the group of us just standing there watching it. Then next day, I'm walking by there again, and you see what looks like state troopers or paratroopers climbing down from the top of the county building, jumping to go into the county building to go after the Blues Brothers. And that was a 3-day period where they had to do that, and maybe that would be a minute total filming.
Yeah. And at that time, the use of unnecessary violence in the apprehension of the Blues Brothers had been approved.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But the thing is, it took them 3 days to film what would be about 1 minute of scenery, and the
Amazing.
dropping of the car, which is maybe 15 seconds or whatever. It took them a day to do that.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a labor of love, Roger. Thank you very much for sharing your stories.
Thank you.
Roger,
awesome.
Roger, before you go, I want to tell you, I had some notes on that, the Nazi car being dropped off the bridge.
Yeah.
We were talking about that earlier, right before you called in. And I had notes here. The production actually dropped a Ford Pinto. That's the one that was driven by the Illinois Nazis. From a helicopter at the altitude of 1,200 feet, they had to gain a special certificate from the FAA to do it. The FAA was concerned that the car could prove too aerodynamic in a high altitude drop and pose a threat to nearby buildings. The shot leading up to the car where the Nazis drive off the freeway was shot in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, near the Hone Bridge on Interstate 794. So that's the Nazi shot. And I've seen those helicopters dropping air conditioners. They are heavy duty.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen it at the Harlem Irving Mall, bringing an air conditioner, and I got some nice footage of it. And they usually do it early in those Sunday mornings when there's nobody around. They don't want any spectators in the way in case something happens.
They don't want to drop that on anybody either. But thank you, Roger, for your insights.
And you think of it this way, you still had Meigs Field open at that time. So they didn't want any small aircraft near the area also.
Yeah, you don't want to drop a car on somebody's plane.
Right. Yeah.
It's usually the opposite.
Air traffic. It's usually a different thing, yeah.
In high altitudes, you're next.
Thank you, Roger.
In high altitudes, anything can become aerodynamic. I don't blame the FAA.
No, once you reach terminal velocity, like all it takes is a gust of wind to push you the other side.
Sure.
So
yeah, I'm glad that Roger. It's like Roger. Someone was reading my mind out there because I was totally thinking of how they shot that, and I've never heard that story before. So I thought it had to be something like that. Great, and to save our butts so that we don't seem like tourists in our own town here. South of Randolph is Washington Street. Between Lake Street and 18th Street, it's all presidential names: Randolph, Washington, Madison, Monroe, Adams, Jackson, Van Buren. And we have Ida B. Wells, of course, and then Harrison.
It's right by the library down there. That's where the other campus is for the school. In fact, for Illinois Media School, I work at the O'Hare campus, but we've got another campus right there on Clark Street, actually, right across the street from the building.
See, I knew if we put it out in the airwaves, we'd get somebody that also had a backstory.
That was there, yeah.
Yeah, but that's that's why I like talk radio. You interact with people and you get their perspective of
live talk radio at that. And this is what we're trying to do for the station. Put more live talk radio out there, give you more opportunities for you to be on the radio, right? I could be on the radio anytime I want to. I just come in here, sit in this chair, flip some buttons, and go.
We're listening down under.
Yeah, let you get on the radio for a little bit. So with that, I want to talk a little bit about what you do on the radio here, Bill. And you do Four Corners Radio, right?
Yes.
West of Rush Street and Navy Pier is what Catherine's asking about. Oh, well, either way, it's on the map. But you do Four Corners Radio on Saturdays. And you do it from noon to 1, and a lot of times Matt's on there with you.
Matt has to do the control board.
Oh, okay. So he has to be on there with you.
Yeah, I can't walk and chew gum at the same time.
What do you guys talk about on Four Corners Radio?
Oh, I don't mind. The only thing we don't talk about, and I make sure we don't talk, I can talk about anything, but my 4 topics are legal and crime issues, which I'll discuss this Saturday. People are being attacked at gas stations. Recently, a deputy was shot and murdered while he was gassing up.
Yeah.
And the other guy had taken his weapon and put an adapter on it where fire multiple rounds. The deputy, from what I hear on reading the reports, got 1 round off before he was hit, and 69 rounds were fired at him. Now, this guy is the accused is a convicted felon. He can't have a gun.
Yeah.
He cannot own a gun. He can't have a firearm owner's ID. This guy has been in and out of penitentiary, and we call those guys frequent flyers in the law enforcement jargon, frequent flyers to the penitentiary. But also there have been other people robbed and carjacked, and it's not just in the city. 2 weeks ago it was in Park Ridge. The grandmother got out of the car. Her granddaughter was in the car with her daughter. Armed robbery came, and he took wanted the car, and she was able to get her daughter and granddaughter out. But it can happen anywhere. It can happen in Mokina. It can happen in Elgin. It can happen anywhere. And what you have to have, and we talked about this last year, is situation awareness. When you're going to a gas station, don't just drive in fat, dumb, and happy. You got to look around. Who's watching the gas station? Because people go where the fishing is good. And another thing, I tell my wife, when you go in the ATM, don't just pull right in. Do a little circle. Be like a shark, like Jaws. Dun, 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 dun. Drive around. See who's watching the people at the ATM, because they're going to rob you and maybe even shoot you.
Yep.
If you take my $100, I don't care. If you take my catalytic converter, I don't care. But really, I don't need no bullet holes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I don't need you to give me anything.
Yeah, and people have been shot during carjackings. Even out here, Antioch, a couple years ago, the woman was shot after they took the car. No, it wasn't Antioch. It was one of the other suburbs. But it's a disaster out there.
What are some things to look for in a bad fishing hole of like where I might be safe? Is things like well lit, 24-hour?
They don't care. They got videos at these gas stations. They don't care. They wear the mask. They don't care.
Well, I got to get gas somewhere. How do I get it safely?
You got to look around, situational awareness. Before you pull to the ATM, see who's out there. If there's somebody standing there eyeballing it, I ain't going.
No.
I ain't going. Another thing I discussed besides legal issues and crimes, people calling asking about DUIs, that's fine. I have no problem with that. If I don't know an answer, I'll refer you to an attorney that knows that type of. I had a guy ask me about probate the other day. I referred him to a probate attorney. Every attorney's got a little different practice. Some are criminals, some are civil, some are probate attorneys, some do wills. There's actually an attorney that's being used, I don't want to say specialty, but his experience is in breaking wills. Somebody's written a will, somebody wants to contest it, that's what he does. So there's always expertise in the field that you're looking for. What else do I talk about? Arts and entertainment. I tried to get arts and entertainment. I just can't get it in. You only got about 44 minutes to talk between commercials and the news. But I tried to get that in, and that's why we're doing a little arts and entertainment with the Blues Brothers today. I have talked about other issues like veterans issues, military. I do volunteer for the USO over at O'Hare Airport. I always go to veterans meetings. And I went, hey, you're a vet.
I am.
I went to a meeting the other day at the Frisbee Senior Center in Des Plaines.
Really?
It's on Northwest Highway, Mount Prospect Road, and about 40 veterans were there. And they played a nice movie for us. It had to do about the Wind Talkers, the Navajo.
Wow.
Code breakers.
Yeah, there's a movie about that.
Yes,
I think it's called Code Breakers, isn't it?
Some Wind Talkers. But
Okay.
these guys used the Navajo language to transmit information, and only they knew what was being said. So even though the Germans and the Japanese were intercepting, they did not understand the Navajo language.
Yeah, and it wasn't published either. So it wasn't like a Navajo for dummies floating out there in the world where they could translate.
Right. Yeah, you think about just the perfect timing and everything about that.
Whoever in the military in World War II thought of this, they should have made this guy a general.
Yeah.
Or an admiral if he was in the Navy.
At least.
But
So it was a smart guy, so probably an admiral.
Yeah, well, it was probably a clerk that thought of it.
Just
And he
a
got
yeoman.
no recognition. And that happened to me in the police department. I did a whole case investigation. They thanked my sergeant, they thanked my lieutenant, my commander. They didn't thank me who did all the work.
I put it together. I'm the one who did it.
Yes. Anyways, they played this documentary for us that was made in 2002. And the guy narrating the documentary was William Macy, who used to play, if you watch Maude, he played her husband in it. He was a good actor. He's long gone now. I had never seen this documentary before, and they actually had the survivors of that era still alive in 2002 who were narrating what they did.
Speaking of narrating what they did, Brendan comes in with, I love helicopters, everyone. Me too. I like helicopters.
Yeah.
Helicopters are one of those vehicles that, like, shouldn't fly.
How is this happening? Yeah.
So it's neat to see that they use those in different ways to film. Did they use the helicopters other than just the drops for anything? I don't remember seeing too many crane shots or overhead flybys or nothing.
You know, I have to rewatch the film, which we have here.
Hey, you got that on Amazon too, didn't you?
Yeah, but this is the extended version that shows the gas station blowing up.
Get out of town. Right.
Yes. Another 17 minutes into this.
So now it's the full 2 hours then.
More than 2 hours. And I'm going to leave this on loan from the William Pellerino's collection at the WRMN executive offices so everybody can do a little
If you want to
research.
borrow the Blues Brothers, you're more than welcome to. Come down to 14 Douglas and we'll let you borrow it.
Rewind it when you're done, please.
Yeah, please. Don't leave
Be kind,
DVDs unrewinded, please.
Yeah, we if you want, we can sell you a DVD rewinder as well as an elevator pass.
Do you know why I like DVDs? I'm going to tell you something. I got 2,000 of them, and I always buy them, even if I buy duplicates.
They fly better than tapes?
Listen, my comment, not my comment, the people, Xfinity, have been destroying. They said they're doing upgrades. I've had no internet, so I can't do streaming.
Oh, no.
You know,
good.
What did they write on here? We've started to work to enhance the network in your neighborhood. Our teams are working as efficiently as possible to finish within the day. Now, within the day. This is day 3 of within the day.
They didn't say which day.
Yeah,
the day. The day.
So my wife works out of home, so she had to drive all the way to O'Hare to the office.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes, on an unexpected day because she works on the internet.
Yeah.
And I had to go to the library to do all this Blues Brothers research.
Did they help you at the library?
The library's the best place.
It is.
Isn't it?
Oh, my gosh.
You know, a friend of mine was knocking
I don't care which library you're talking about. Just the fact that you said the library is the best place, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
When I was writing the book, DUI Jury Trial, when the publisher, we did it through email because the publisher's in Indiana. So we're doing a lot through email. They got my transcripts in there. Well, on the front cover, it says by William Pellerino's and then ... up and down. What is that?
Colon.
And then Mark Shiblo. I don't want that. I wanted the word and, but I saw it be too many characters. So I couldn't remember what that sign is. So I go to the librarian and I said, I'm looking for a book with this sign. What is that? She told me that's ampersand. Ampersand. I did not know ampersand.
Yep,
So
it's right on your keyboard too, number 7.
Yes, but I did not know the terminology for that. So I sent them an ampersand, and there's ampersand on my book now, as well as the word and. I just didn't want that colon in between, but it's little things like that in the editing of the book, back and forth between me and the publisher, you know, and I sent him something on Monday. He doesn't get back to me till like Wednesday, and then I get back to him, and then it's next Monday. Everything's a week away. You know, these people are dealing with 400 books and editing, you know, but the library is a great place. Those people are willing to help you. They don't become librarians if they're not people.
It's true.
A people person.
A people person, exactly. And even at the Gail Borden Library just down the road over here, they have bilingual, trilingual people to help you out as well. So that if you need to either learn another language or you're like, hey, I like this book here. Somebody recommended this book for me. Is it in English? That's there. Yeah. Or to if you only speak Spanish, they have people that are over there.
Or you want to learn, you want to become bilingual.
Absolutely.
We have such a great library in the Gail Borden Library.
Absolutely. Right here in Elgin. Now they've got the auxiliary down in South Elgin, but I like this one better.
Yeah, but if you get further by me on the northwest side of the city, we have a large Polish community. And you'll see signs, Moimi Popolski, on a lot of the establishments. They speak Polish, the banks, and so on. And, some people have lived in this country for decades and not learned the language. I came to this country. I didn't understand English. I had to learn the language. But I have neighbors, and he passed away. He was 50 years here working, bought a home, went to the Jewel across the street, got his groceries, came back. Very little English. He didn't need it at the time. People don't make that effort to learn the language. But it comes into play when there's an unusual event.
Yeah.
A lot of times when I was a policeman, I'd run into some situation, something. Nobody in the crowd speaks English, whether it be Polish or Spanish or I had a Korean family one time. Their child was hit by a car, and I'm trying to communicate with them, and they just didn't speak English. So this is a dilemma we run into. On the radio, they call it a language barrier.
Yeah.
But me as the patrolman or somebody as a doctor trying to find out information to help that person. Because a doctor just can't help. He just can't start injecting. He's got to know, what are you allergic to? What have you taken recently? What's your family history? What's your medical history? They need a lot of questions answered because they just can't. I was talking about one incident. A guy was having a stroke at a golf course, and I mentioned this on my show. And one of the people said, oh, maybe we should have given him a bunch of aspirins. There's actually a guy that survived. I knew a Forest Preserve police officer. He actually carried the Old Bear aspirins. This was about 25 years ago. He started having a stroke. He started chewing like a dozen of them. And what aspirin does, it thins out the blood. And everybody, and that was pre-internet, but the word, hey, the Forest Preserve guy saved himself. So for years, I was carrying Bear aspirin in the top pocket of my shirt.
Just in case you got to down the bottle and go.
You got to chew it, break it up. Don't let it break up in your stomach. Chew it in your mouth and swallow.
You get faster that way.
Yeah, but the question was, should we have given? You don't know if he's allergic to aspirin.
You have no idea. You're just going to give him some stuff.
Yeah, figure that out.
Like that. You can't just give people things. Go ahead, Ben.
Isn't it baby aspirin? Isn't that a thing that they say? Because there's less, like if you're allergic or you're less.
Yeah, you put it as a regimen, and it's not so hard on your liver.
That's what it is.
Because when you take aspirin regularly for things, it's really hard on your.
I don't think they call baby aspirin no more. I think they call it low dose.
I could believe that. Yeah, because babies can't have that.
Yeah, you just can't. People take things literally. Yeah.
It's true.
Sure do.
Well, we're so glad so many of you lovely people were here tonight. And we'd especially like to welcome all the representatives of the Illinois law enforcement community that have chosen to join us here on WRMN at this time. We certainly hope you enjoyed the show.
Tell them where we'll be.
People. I'm sorry?
Tell them where we'll be.
Yeah, over at the Elgin Public House. Yeah, go on
Give
over
the
there.
address.
Over the Chicago Street. Right over here on, what is the thing? Yeah.
That's right.
It's the Elgin Public House.
EPH.
Just up the road over there. We certainly hope you all enjoy the show. And remember, people, that no matter who you are and what you do, live, thrive, and survive, there are still some things that make us all the same. You, me, them, everybody. Everybody. We'll see all of you this weekend, right, on Four Corners Radio.
12:05 p.m.
12:05 p.m. Be there. We've got Ben Demonium Boquest, who will be joining me next week on some more shows. Out to Lunch is going to be handed over to Matt McNeil. He'll be in on the Out to Lunch side from 10 to 1 is the new schedule for there. And then, of course, from 4 to 6, you'll hear me and Ben Demonium Boquest for a political talk show. Go ahead and Google it. It's out there.
We're back, baby.
We're bringing it back. Hey, thanks again, Bill, for being here.
Hey, I love it. Love the Blues Brothers. Thanks for everybody for calling in. And if you got more stories, just call in on Saturday. We're ready. We're wide open.
Everybody needs somebody. Everybody needs somebody to love. And we'll see you for yet another hour of Midday Deals with Matt McNeils. We'll be right back. More WRMN.
September 7th at Panton Mill Park, South Elgin, Illinois. Join us Saturday, September 7th for America's First Responders Fest. The South Elgin event will pay tribute to veterans and all first responders. This year's event includes Rapid Response 5K and Fun Run starting at 10 a.m. The festival hours are 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. We'll have first responder stage tributes. There will be a classic car show from JP Car Shows. Live bands featuring Deacon Frost, Rick Lindy and the Wild Ones, Jimmy Nick, and the Junkyard Groove. We'll broadcast live right here on WRMN 1410 and at WRMN Radio on YouTube. There will be food and beverage trucks, kids' activities, and market-style vendor booths. For more information and updates leading up to the event, please visit afrfest.org. Again, that's Saturday, September 7th. For more information, visit afrfest.org. That's America's First Responders Fest, Saturday, September 7th. At Panton Mill Park, South Elgin, Illinois.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 5 o'clock.
With your AM 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Kernan. Brought to you by Linzette's. Mark your calendars for the annual Taste of Batavia and Block Party, which returns on September 1st. Join the city of Batavia downtown from 4 to 9 p.m. at the Peg Bond Center. $3 tastings of local flavors. The event is in conjunction with Batavia Main Street. Kane County Clerk John A. Cunningham is calling for election judges for the November 5th general election. You can earn $250 for serving. You can find details on the Kane County Clerk's website. In an update to a story that broke on Tuesday when 2 people were found dead following a shooting on Raymond Street in Elgin, police have now identified one victim as 47-year-old Gina Benfield. The investigation of the incident is ongoing. With your AM 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Kernan.
Life hack number 7. Get an iPhone 12 on Straight Talk. Life hack. Here's how it works. You walk into Walmart, go to the electronics section, ask for iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system, and select the new Silver Unlimited plan. They'll smile because it's a good plan. You get real unlimited data all for just $20 a month for the whole first year. Get it at Walmart or StraightTalk.com. Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Taxes and fees apply. Requires activation of iPhone 12 and a new Silver Unlimited plan or higher end auto pay enrollment. $25 a month service credit applied for up to 12 months if eligibility requirements are met. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com.
With Progressive's Home Quote Explorer, you can check if you're paying too much for home insurance, because giving you options is the right thing to do.
Oh yeah, like bringing brownies to a dinner party. But I never bring brownies with nuts, because not everyone likes nuts, so they wouldn't eat those brownies. And even people who do like nuts will still eat brownies without them. Why? Because they're brownies.
But still, it's the right thing to do. So compare rates with Progressive's Home Quote Explorer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you...
As grocery prices rise, take your family out to any of the Tommy's Red Hots location for great food at unbelievably low prices. There's 6 locations to serve you for both dine-in or carry-out. Tommy's has a diverse, delicious menu for you and your family, with crispy pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and their famous hot dogs, plus so much more. Don't forget their scrumptious sides like mac and cheese bites. To see their menu and locations, visit Tommy'sRedHots.com today.
WRMN says thank you to all of our local veterans, like Jerry Christofferson of True Patriots Care.
We had the 1,700 flags up across from the wall. That's how many POWs and MIAs from Vietnam are still missing. Plus, we do veterans and first responders funerals.
Yeah.
And so if you ever drive by a funeral home or a church or a cemetery and you see the flags, you know a soldier died today.
Go to TruePatriotsCare.com for more information. And veterans, thank you for your service to our country.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN. At the NFL Hall of Fame game last night, the Bears beat the Texans 21-17. The game was suspended in the third quarter due to heavy rain and lightning. Bears president and CEO Kevin Warren made an appearance in the broadcast booth during the game. He said the team hopes to break ground for a new stadium by next year. He said they're still focused on building the stadium on the lakefront, but added that the Bears are the largest landowner in Arlington Heights, and that remains an opportunity.
Base hit down the left field line. Cubs are going to walk it off. Swanson scores. Cubs win.
The call on Cubs radio, 5-4 the win in comeback fashion at Wrigley Field over the Cardinals. Mike Tauchman, the hero, he doubled in Dansby Swanson as Chicago scored 3 runs in the bottom of the ninth to win it. Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive. I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Starting trouble. No one likes that. We can get you set up for some stronger starts. You might just need a fresh charge, and we can take care of that free of charge. But if it is time for a new battery, we've got replacement batteries that'll fit your needs, starting at just $79.99. That's what makes us America's #1 battery destination.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Life hack number 7. Get an iPhone 12 on Straight Talk. Life hack. Here's how it works. You walk into Walmart, go to the electronics section, ask for iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system, and select the new Silver Unlimited plan. They'll smile because it's a good plan. You get real unlimited data all for just $20 a month for the whole first year. Get it at Walmart or StraightTalk.com. Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Taxes and fees apply. Requires activation of iPhone 12 and a new Silver Unlimited plan.
This is McGruff the Crime Dog, and I need you to help me take a bite out of crime. Counterfeit products are popping up everywhere. Fake sneakers, fake cosmetics, and even fake pills. Crooks are selling counterfeit versions of just about everything. Last year, billions of dollars worth of counterfeit products were sold in the U.S. Sure, it may seem like saving a few bucks on the things you want isn't a big deal, but counterfeits are usually made in unsafe conditions, potentially using hazardous and even lethal ingredients that could harm you and others. And the money you've paid, it goes right into the hands of criminals and may support child labor, drugs, and even gangs. Smells like big crime to me. So if you still think buying fake products is harmless, think again. And remember, if you don't know where the products came from, how could you know where the money goes? You're smart, buy smart. Go for real. Learn more at mcgruffpsa.org. This message is brought to you by the United States Patent and Trademark Office and the National Crime Prevention Council.
Is it noon already? Take your lunch hour up a notch with Out to Lunch from 12 to 2 p.m. right here on WRMN 1410 AM. Unwind with the perfect blend of soothing sounds and lighthearted conversations that'll make every bite taste better. Whether you're in office or out on the town, let us serve up the best in radio company. Stream on the go with our app on Google and Apple. Because lunchtime is your time. Out to Lunch every day from 12 to 2 on WRMN 1410 AM, the talk of the town.
From morning coffee to your evening commute, WRMN 1410 AM is here for you. The faithful friend that brings you local news, timely topics, and the friendliest voices in the Valley. Stay informed, entertained, and engaged with our full lineup of shows, streaming all day, every day at WRMN1410.com or on the WRMN app. Wherever you are, we're right there with you. So why switch stations? Stick with the one that has it all. WRMN 1410 AM, your daily companion, your constant conversation.
In the middle of the night, everything will be all right if you listen to Coast, right here on WRMN 7 days a week from midnight to 5 a.m. Each night on Coast to Coast, listeners are captivated by George Newry with discussions on news and current events, conspiracy theories, UFOs, life after death, and all things curious and unexplained. Whether you're working third shift or you're just a night owl, catch the most listened to overnight talk radio program in North America, Coast to Coast, every night, midnight to 5 a.m. right here on WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
The word is out. Nissans cost less on Route 19, but that's not all. Parts, service, and body shop, they all cost less at McGrath Nissan. Used cars too. The reason why is how hard we try. Right now, get 0% APR financing on select new Nissan models at McGrath Nissan because
Nissans cost less on Route 19.
Come to Elgin.
See what we mean.
Welcome back to WRMN. This is the Midday Drive. Drive time now. Sitting here, I am filling in for Matt McNeil. My name is Dennis Sonar Green. If you don't hear me, usually during the day, I've been taking over out to lunch for the last couple of weeks or so. Great show that's sitting right there. Starts at noon. Out to lunch is now going to move. Starting on the 12th, Out to Lunch is going to move to 10 a.m. And your very own Matt McNeil will be handling that. At this time, we would be coming into our second hour of A Political Talk Show. A Political Talk Show is the show that is as centered as you can possibly be. That show tries to hit every single side of the news as it comes in and call everything balls and strikes. In this second hour, what we are planning to do for A Political Talk Show, which will start at 4, this would be the hour that you get to call in. Not a lot of the other stations or the other political talk shows appreciate all sides calling in. You know what I'm talking about. Those people that are out there that say, oh, well, you know what? Don't put that guy on there. He's on that side of the house, or he likes these candidates, or that candidate are over there. This is going to be an open forum and hopefully an open show for everybody to start calling balls and strikes with it. But in the meantime, here I am filling in for Matt McNeil. And because I'm filling in for Matt McNeil, I can't let a deal go away. Right? I have to make sure that there's a deal here for it. Of course, I've got my Danny's dollars right here. Go over to Danny's Pizza over on Douglas. That's 231 Douglas Avenue, just down the street from Studio 14 and 14 Douglas. They're on the other side of the police station. So if you're coming over here on this side, you want to pick up a $5 off Danny's dollars. You go and buy a pizza, you give them this, they take $5, boom, right off as you're going. So Danny's Pizza, just down the road. You can pick up those right now. Come in. I'll throw one at you. I'll hand it through the door. I'll put it through the slot. Make sure that you get it. $5 for every person. You come in with an extra person, I'll give you a solid $10 right there. Not 2 5s. No. I'll give you a solid $10 off. So we were listening to Electric Groove as we came in because Matt McNeil likes those electro swing or the electro side of things. We'll see if we can get some actual electro swing in instead of just electronica as it moves through the world. Part of the show as well for Matt McNeil, of course, is the National Day calendar. We can't go throughout our day without the National Day calendar. How do we know what kind of day it is? So we've actually got 4 national days today. And sitting with me is Ben Demonium Boquest to talk a little bit about what we got going on.
What national day are we working with today?
So we've got 4 national days and we've got 3 national days and 1 international day. Today here in America, it is National Water Balloon Day, which is the first Friday in August. So next year, now you know what it is. Also, National Coloring Book Day, August 2nd, right?
I like it.
And then here, this one threw me off because last month was Ice Cream Month.
Right.
So here we go, 2nd day of August, National Ice Cream Sandwich Day. So maybe ice cream sandwiches don't fit in the ice cream category.
They got left out of the club.
We got left out.
Too many carbs.
And of course, speaking of carbs, right? I am going to celebrate International Beer Day over at Elgin Public House. By the way, that is 219 North Chicago Avenue here in Elgin. I am going to celebrate over there not only the retirement of Leah, but also International Beer Day. Hooray! Ooh. International beer. I don't know if I have to drink an international beer or like it's International Beer Day. Like today is the day of beer. But either way, I'm going to celebrate both versions.
Worldwide beer appreciation. That's every day I feel is apt for that.
So we're going to start with the national guys first. So the first thing we're going to do is, I'll tell you what, let's go coloring book. So National Coloring Book Day, August 2nd, founded in 2015 by National Day Calendar and Dover Publications. National Coloring Book Day on August 2nd recognizes the joy children and adults alike derive from coloring in pages by design. Hashtag National Coloring Book Day. Coloring and coloring books have always been popular with children, but over the years, adults have gotten more and more involved with coloring. Obviously, adult coloring is now a huge trend. Many find that is not only fun, but also a great way to reduce stress. It's like a mandala, Ben, is where you make a thing and you kind of just like let it go. You make it disappear. Look up a mandala; it's fun. With so many colors and designs to choose from, coloring offers enjoyment in so many settings. They're portable and come in a variety of sizes. Take coloring books on vacation with you for rainy days or to document a fun memory. Coloring books also make great gifts all year long. When someone visits, to be sure to leave a coloring book and colors in your guest room for downtime. At the office, keep a variety of books that are there just in case you need to hand them out to kids that are sitting around. I think that is a great idea. We keep coloring books here. I've got some colors and also a block set that we use. So let me get to this. I got a big old thing, a big old advertisement pop in the middle of my stuff. Here we go. How to observe National Coloring Book Day? Well, obviously, go find a coloring party near you. Coloring parties can be found at coloringbookday.com, and you can actually find a coloring book party at coloringbookday.com, where you can participate online. So if you hop in on coloringbookday.com, you can register to hop in on an online coloring party. Spend some time coloring with your friends, children, or grandchildren, or by yourself. Enjoy the creativity of making a picture come to life. Download the official National Coloring Book Day color page right there, again, at coloringbookday.com/register. Share your ideas for coloring books and post your pictures on social media using National Coloring Book Day to encourage others to find enjoyment in coloring. Other things that I've seen people take a picture of somebody and throw it through like a black and white filter with those extra lines, and you can actually make your own coloring books for things.
Gotta love it.
National Coloring Book Day history. Dover Publications created National Coloring Book Day in May 2015 for, I guess, August 2nd. Founded in 1941, Dover Publications leads the way. Dover released their first coloring book for adults, Antique Automobiles Coloring Book, in 1970. That's a coloring book specifically for adults. Dover now publishes Creative Haven, a popular line of coloring books specifically designed for adult colorists. The registrar at National Day Calendar declared the day to be observed annually on August 2nd. That is going to be a great day. Go out there, find your 4-piece coloring set, your 8-piece, your 64-piece, all of those different colors.
Those the rich kids, huh?
Oh, yeah, exactly.
64-piece.
64-piece with the sharpener.
The sharpener on it.
That's the way it works. What else are we going to do with that? When we come back, we're going to talk about why National Ice Cream Day didn't make it into National Ice Cream. The National Ice Cream Sandwich Day didn't make it into National Ice Cream Month.
It's different.
It's different, right? Is it because it's a baked good? Because it's a sandwich?
Something, yeah.
It's got two cookies?
Yeah.
That's it. It's like all an ice cream sandwich is just a.
I wonder, who it was.
Together cookies and cream.
Was it the ice cream sandwich people who were like, no, we don't need ice cream to be a part of it?
We're more of a sandwich anyway.
Yeah. Or was it Big Sandwiches doing?
Maybe August is sandwich month.
Right. Yeah.
We'll be right back with more WRMN. Hey, don't forget, go ahead and go over to the Elgin Public House. Have a beer on International Beer Day and celebrate the illustrious career of Leah Unser. WRMN will be right back after this.
For a little lighthearted lawlessness on Sunday afternoons, listen to Handle on the Law from 4 to 7 p.m. Handle on the Law is a unique combination of useful legal advice and outrageous Handle remarks. Whether you're talking about Big Brother, big business, big legal problems, or Big Macs, you'll rarely find Bill without an opinion. His rapid-fire commentary gives listeners the information they crave in the way they crave it. It's Handle on the Law, Sunday afternoons from 4 to 7 p.m. right here on WRMN, AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
Over the years, you've brought them into your home. You were prescribed opioids after the C-section, when Dad injured his back, when your basketball star tore his ACL. Opioids helped with the pain, and you held on to them just in case. But did you know holding on to unused opioids puts your family at risk? Opioids are powerful pain-reducing prescription medicines, but most people who are prescribed opioids don't finish their prescriptions. So millions of unused opioids are sitting in homes across the country. And tragically, more than 100 Americans die every day from overdoses involving opioids. What can you do to protect your family? Remove the risk of unused opioids from your home. Pills, patches, or syrups in drawers, purses, and cabinets, anywhere they might be hiding. To find out how to dispose of them properly, visit www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
Batteries Plus Bulbs is more than batteries and bulbs. It's your repair shop for Apple devices, Samsung Galaxy devices, and more. Located on Randall Road, just south of 20 in Elgin, Batteries Plus Bulbs fills all your battery and light bulb needs in one stop. They have the largest selection of batteries for ATVs, cameras, phones, laptops, scooters, cars and homes, and everything else. Looking to save money with energy-efficient LED or holiday lighting? Stop in at Batteries Plus Bulbs in Elgin. Go to batteriesplus.com for special offers.
A recent Gallup poll indicated that 38% of Americans are putting off health care because of financial concerns, the highest ever recorded. I'm Dr. Bob Martin, here to serve you every Sunday afternoon from 1 to 4. Millions of Americans are seeking health advice that will not cost an arm and a leg, so I offer health tips and advice absolutely free. Listen to my show, Sunday afternoons from 1 to 4 right here on WRMN, AM 1410 and 96.7 FM, the voice of the Valley and the home of Radio Shopping Show.
America's Best Restaurants travels the country and features restaurants that you should visit each week. Recently, the cast and crew made their way to Renata's German Restaurant in Hanover Park. Renata serves old family recipes and delicious German-influenced food. Renata's also specializes in a wide variety of traditional German baked goods, too. So, if you've yet to visit Renata's, try America's Best Restaurants choice. Drop in soon for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Visit renatasgermanrestaurant.com.
As the Elgin Police Department continues to participate in the Distracted Driving campaign, they wanted to share some tips from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration website regarding safe driving. If you are expecting a text or need to send one, pull over and park your car in a safe location. Once you are safely off the road and parked, it's safe to text. Designate your passenger as your designated texter. Allow them to access your phone to respond to calls or messages. Do not engage in social media scrolling or messaging while driving. Are you struggling not to text and drive? Activate your phone's Do Not Disturb feature or put your cell phone in the trunk, the glove box, or the back seat of your vehicle until you arrive at your destination. Remember, the Elgin Police are conducting directed patrols to enforce distracted driving violations. Just drive and stay safe. A message from our friends at the Elgin Police Department and your friends here at WRMN, AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
matter what you're thinking. Leave that on record spinning. You feel the rhythm going. Legs ain't got time to lay low. Your knees are bending, so it's time to get up and let go. Hey, mama, how's it going? Can see your body moving. Don't leave the party dying. Keep booty shaking, you know your head has no right to say no. Tonight it's ready, set, go. Baby, can you move around the rhythm so we can get with and turn around and get us a rock and roll round? Down, down, body, body coming.
Welcome back to WRMN. My name is Dennis Sonar Green. I'm filling in for Matt McNeil today. Matt McNeil is over at EPH. That's Elgin Public House. You can find them at 219 North Chicago here in Elgin. 60210? Sure. Mailing address, all the way to go. We were just listening to Caravan Palace as we come in. I know Matt likes to listen to that electro side of it. Throw a little electro swing in. Speaking of electro side, we've got circus. Lots of lights, lots of entertainments. In fact, I have even seen that there is the Wheel of Death, the Sphere of Fear. Right here, tickets, largest circus on the earth, under the largest big top in the world. That's right, Kane County. Right here, I got 2 tickets. Right here, first person to text me. Text me on that text line, 505-926-1410. 505-926-1410. I have 2 right here, 2 tickets ready to go. Next 5 minutes right now, go ahead and text me in there. I've got 2 all the way to St. Charles. This is for August 15, 16, 17, and 18. It's good for any of those times that you can do it for here. On Thursday through Friday, times are 4:30 and 7:30. Saturday is 1:30 and 4:30 and 7:30. And Sunday it's 1, 4, and 7. This is a climate-controlled tent, rain or shine. $15 value. Children 3 to 13 get in with a $15 value with a paid adult. But I've got 2 free tickets right here, ready to go for you. Go ahead and text me on that text line, 505-926-1410. The Garden Brothers Nuclear Circus. Hey, man, we got some more stuff going on. And by man, I mean Ben Demoni and Boquist.
Hey, yeah, I'm a man.
Yeah. Hey, we got some more stuff to go over for the calendar over here, buddy. I told you about National Ice Cream Sandwich Day, which I don't know why, again, it didn't fit into the other ice cream month, but that's okay.
I always go back to George Bluth from Arrested Development eating an ice cream sandwich in jail. No touching. That's always what I think when I see or think about ice cream sandwiches.
Are you one of the are you a biter, or are you one of those like lippers where they take like the lip and kind of put your teeth on it? And I'll buy it. Right?
I have insensitive teeth.
Okay, so you could just bite into anything.
I'm biting all my ice cream. Wow. All my cold creams is going directly onto my my canines right there.
See, I'm the opposite.
But I like to let the ice cream sandwich melt a little bit, and you shape it like that.
Yeah, but now you're running with borrowed time.
True. It's an art. It's an art form to get that. You want it to melt enough so that it's not like, squeezing out with the bite. And you got it. The real key to ice cream sandwich eating is how you're using the wrapper. And
yes.
You do it expertly, opening so that you're not getting your fingers all.
You peel it like a burrito.
Yes.
Yeah, like you peel it from the top, like it's just one of those like a wax pencil almost.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like with coffee, right? Coffee, it's either scalding hot or it gets cold, but you got that beautiful 10 minutes. Where you're just like,
sheer bliss.
And that's when I time it out to go outside and read my paper and all that, right?
The sheer bliss of an ice cream sandwich.
If you don't time it out right, don't do it. But the sheer bliss of an ice cream sandwich, you're right. It's too cold, it's too hard. You're like, okay as it goes. But you got that balance of like, I can't have the cookie soggy. On August 2nd, National Ice Cream Sandwich Day encourages us to cool off with one of our favorite frozen treats. Whether it's vanilla, strawberry, or Neapolitan, between 2 chocolate wafers, the dessert sure will hit the spot on a hot summer day. Hashtag Ice Cream Sandwich Day. Oh, there's a D in there. Sandwich, sorry. The original ice cream sandwich sold for a penny. 1 penny.
Wow, literally you can't get any cheaper than that, can you?
No, I don't
2
think so.
for a
Well,
penny?
they had hay pennies, I guess, at that time,
really?
possibly.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't think, yeah, well, it was New York, so maybe not. Maybe they didn't have American hay pennies.
Why can't I just have an ice cream sandwich?
Ice cream sandwich sold for a penny in 1900 from a push cart in Bowery neighborhood of New York. Newspapers never identified the name of the vendor in the articles that appeared across the country. However, the ice cream sandwich between milk biscuits became a hit. Soon, push carts popped up around the city and country during the summer months selling the portable treats. Early pictures show beachgoers at Atlantic City getting their ice cream sandwiches for 1 cent each. Once the ice cream sandwiches became popular, recipes for home cooks filled the papers where you could make it on your own.
Nice.
The sandwich layers included everything from angel food to sponge cake to shortbread cookies. Restaurants offered the ice cream sandwich as a decadent dessert for travelers.
Nice.
By 1940, grocers sold sandwiches made with crispy wafers. One account claims the modern ice cream sandwich with the chocolate wafer was invented in 1945 by Jerry Newberg. The ice cream maker sold his creation at Forbes Field in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. At the time, the storied location was home to the Pittsburgh Pirates and Steelers. If the chocolate brownie wafer doesn't appeal to you, don't hesitate to mix it up. All varieties of cookies make excellent sandwich parts. Change up the ice cream too. Around the world, ice cream sandwiches go by a variety of names, including the Monaco Bar, the Giant Sandwich, the Maxibon, Cream Between, Vanilla Slice, and many more.
Nice. You know, a shout out to our local fast food Midwest here. Culver's does, which was my first job, the double chocolate chip cookie sandwich, or they did when I worked there. That is amazing. Got a dog, little girls with a dog walking past us. That was cool.
I know, that's fun.
Carrying
Getting out
the dog.
there, man. Get out there and enjoy some
I wonder
of
if they
this
know.
weather.
If they know, they could be having ice cream sandwiches.
Ice cream sandwich day. They should know how to observe Ice Cream Sandwich Day, and I'll tell you how. Of course, you guessed it. Enjoy the ice cream sandwich.
It's
right?
pretty simple.
It's pretty easy.
I only have $1. Can you break $1 for
a
an
penny?
ice cream sandwich? Yeah.
Make your own is the other way to go. And there is a recipe that you can find on nationaldaycalendar.com and put it in there. National Ice Cream Sandwich Day history. National Day Calendar continues researching the origins of the summertime celebration. In the meantime, check out the other ice cream holidays. So they don't even know why it was put in August 2nd. So Ice Cream Sandwich Day, so we solved the mystery.
Okay.
Ice Cream Sandwich Day predates International Ice Cream Month.
Nice.
And that's why it's on the 2nd.
Huh. Okay. That's interesting.
Right. So now you know. The more you know.
The more
1900 as you move. So the other one we're going to get to is we're going to get into water.
Could I do one more ice cream sandwich take?
Take it.
Growing up, this was a favorite of mine. Make your own ice cream sandwich. 2 Eggo waffles with sherbet in the middle.
Whoa.
Yes.
That's like a la mode you can hold in your hand.
Yeah, dog.
Ooh, man. I'll check that out.
Try it out.
National Water Balloon Day, but that's it's because it's the first Friday of August. National Water Balloon Day. Fill them up. the first Friday in August ushers in National Water Balloon Day just in time for the hottest days of the summer. Again, hashtag National Water Balloon Day. Pop, throw, splash, or just squish. What kid or adult doesn't enjoy a water balloon in the hot summer? I don't know, somebody wearing silk.
Yeah.
Or something. It's like, this is a new suit. Since Edgar Ellington invented the waterproof sock. That's what a water balloon was called, by the way. It wasn't called a water balloon. It was called the waterproof sock.
Okay.
In 1950, backyards haven't been the same. Whether the kids compete in the longest toss, which is a fun game to do, or take sides in a good old water balloon fight, the cool, wet fun lasts all summer long. Besides keeping cool, they're an excellent way of to expend a little energy too. And speaking of spending, water balloons are an inexpensive way to have lots of fun. From summer camps to backyard barbecues, kids and families make memories and keep cool throughout the hottest days of the summer. They've gotten creative with them too. No longer do they just have water balloon fights. Camp counselors, parents, and children also use innovative ways to incorporate water balloons into challenges, obstacle courses, and more. Consequently, kids learn a few things while having fun too. For example, they exercise their teamwork, critical thinking, and leadership skills, all while cooling off on a hot day. Besides, who can resist the squeals of laughter and excitement? When we do our family reunion in July, we do water balloon games.
Love it.
Where we throw the water balloon, we do the longest toss. We will also we fill a big one and an
actual balloon.
An actual balloon with it instead of like a water balloon with it. So we fill an actual balloon, and then we make the kids pop them.
Yeah.
And say, okay, you got to pop it. First person to pop it. It's not like popping an air balloon. You got to pop a water balloon.
Yeah.
So they're sitting on it, trying to get it, rub it around, or you try to Hulk Hogan it, you just rip it apart and stuff. What's funny is as they're doing it, they don't realize that once that balloon pops, it's all over them.
It's a lot of water,
So some of the older kids have cottoned on to it after the years. But
I always remember that about water balloon fights. Like, you get the ones that are too hard, and it's like you throw them and it just smacks somebody and it doesn't pop. And you're like, okay, well, I guess. And a way around that, you just make a little hole. You bite a little hole in the top of it.
Right in the neck. You bite it right in the neck. You don't bite in the middle. If you bite in the middle, it's going to blow up in your
right
face.
at the top. Yeah, it's like shotgunning a beer. It's training to shotgun a beer. You got to get in that area where the air is.
Just pull it a little bit, just a little nick on the end.
Yeah.
Ben, let me tell you how to celebrate National Water Balloon Day.
Yes.
Pick up an assortment of water balloons. Hey, you know what? That first sentence always hits it. Why even read the rest? Equally important is getting them filled once you get them. And you and I grew in that era of maybe you got the spigot if you were lucky.
Yeah.
Like if you were lucky, you could get the adapter that twisted on the end of it and you just and go.
Yeah, like 1 or 2 water balloon packages had that great technology available
and
with it.
If you weren't lucky, your fingers went right inside that balloon and just, okay, here it goes.
Yep, and then half of them would burst.
As you're doing. Thanks to Texan father Josh Malone, he made it easier when he invented Buncho balloons in 2014, now licensed as Zuru, where you can fill 100 balloons in 60 seconds. Pack them in coolers or buckets to prevent breakage. Invite the neighborhood over for a splashing good time. Then try some of these fun ways to enjoy them. So I've got a few of them here, it's a few of the games, but I want to preface this of please, please, please pick up your water balloons after they blow up. Do not let them just live there, unless you bought biodegradable, which is okay.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, you can have them. They'll last for a while, but because you can put water in a biodegradable thing for a little bit. It just eventually will biodegrade.
Just like a rubber.
So we make sure we pick those up. The other way too is if you're worried about plastics and things like that getting into the side before. My mom actually knits water balloons. Right?
What?
Right? I knew that sentence would get you. So she knits a wool, kind of like it's in the shape of a water balloon.
Okay.
But she knits it in a really absorbable wool.
Okay.
So now you essentially take that, and it's a
reusable.
It's a reusable water balloon.
That's super cool.
Yeah, we take those and we'll throw those in a cooler, and then because what's the worst thing about the water balloon? Once I throw it at you, like that's it, game over. Like the end of the water balloon. Now what the kids do is we hide them in with the rest of the water balloons, and so a smart kid will reach over, pull it up, start throwing it, and then the other ones will run around and start picking up ammunition to throw it back in. So it's fun. Water balloon toss is a classic. Everyone pairs up. Each team stands close together, taking turns tossing the water balloon to each other. As soon as the water balloon breaks, they're eliminated. The team that gets the furthest apart wins. Water balloon kryptonite was invented by Cap Wana Iguana in Newmarket, New Hampshire, and it's just like the hot potato game. However, instead of hot potato, use a green water balloon. Everyone stands in a circle passing the balloon around while the music plays. When the music stops, whoever has the balloon must pop it over their head and is eliminated. Or they can stay in the game. It's up to you. Grab another water balloon and keep going. Of course, Simon Says, everyone knows that game. But this Simon Says is a team race with a team leader. The same rules apply here as with regular Simon Says. The leader takes turns giving the other team players instructions. When the player performing the action when Simon Says is not part of the direction, the opposing team gets to throw water balloons at those players when those players are eliminated. Of course, you can always have a relay race, and that's a relay race with water balloons and takes racing to a whole nother level. There are several types of relay races for it, but you get as you go. Under the chin is another one. Place a water balloon under a racer's chin and hand it back chin by chin as you go. National Water Balloon Day history. The town of Newmarket, New Hampshire, Recreation Department Camp Wana Iguana Summer Camp program founded National Water Balloon Day in 2019 to celebrate their time-honored tradition of birthday water balloons. Plus, all the summertime fun water balloons have brought campers throughout the years. We're going to go along here, and the next thing that requires water, of course, is International Beer Day, which is the first Friday in August. International Beer Day, which, again, I think seems a little out of place. It seems like an October thing.
Right.
But that's okay. The first day of August brings a toast to ales, lagers, pilsners, and that put the international in International Beer Day. Whether your beer is fermented or not, dark or pale, hoppy, bitter, smooth, or domestic, we raise our mug on International Beer Day. Hashtag International Beer Day. Perhaps there's a porter or a Belgian in your glass. Lift it high among friends around the world. Thank those who work at brewing delicious beer in your local area. Why? Because International Beer Day brings the world together, celebrating the beers of all cultures on one remarkable day. Did you know this is a day for beer lovers everywhere in backyards, taverns, pubs, and breweries all over? People celebrate beer's greatness while showing gratitude to their bartender and waitstaff. Don't miss this one. If you do, be sure to check out these other ways to celebrate. Pack a cooler and the grill for National Tailgating Day. National Drink Beer Day. So this drinking the beer for today in International Beer Day isn't even required.
It's just a celebration.
There's a whole nother day called National Drink Beer Day. Or in December is National Lager Day. Or beer goes well with National Pizza Day.
Oh, yeah.
It also goes really well with National Pretzel Day. And of course, there is a National Beer Day, not an International Beer Day. I read a study just the other day that over 30% of Americans do not drink alcohol. The other, let's see here, the ones in the middle maybe have anywhere from like maybe 1 or 2 per week. But the top 10% of people who drink alcohol are actually close to the 75 drinks in a week. So, yeah. So I could see why there are so many of these great days to drink. Here are the 6 ways to celebrate International Beer Day. Celebrate International Beer Day by enjoying a glass with friends. Try a new beer. If you don't know what to try, here are some suggestions. 1, attend a tasting. Yes, like wine tastings, there are beer tastings too. Get a flight. Many pubs and breweries offer a flight with just a few ounces of 4 or 5 beers to taste. Make some beer bread. Enjoy this tasty recipe brought to you by nationaldaycalendar.com/beer bread. That's where you can find that recipe. Take a quiz.
Beer bread?
Beer bread.
So good.
Right? Flour, beer, and you don't need yeast. It's in the beer.
Right there.
In the thing. But I think it's more of the carbonation that puts the bottles in it. So like when I make pancakes, I use ginger ale. Well, I wish I could use beer. But I use ginger beer sometimes.
Nice. Okay.
That way it's a little bit of that ginger in there, but also it kind of puts more air into it.
Bubblies.
Yeah, that carbon dioxide gets in there. So I could see where beer bread would be pretty good. I'll have to check out that recipe from nationaldaycalendar.com/beer-bread. Take the quiz. There's another fun trivia there at funtrivia.com. They've got a hobbies all about beer that you can take that quiz. Ask a bartender. They can guide you to based on your flavor preferences. Then be sure to thank and tip them, especially if they provided sound advice. Or one of my favorite things to do is tour a brewery. Those big metal containers. You've got Randalls and Ramekins and all the other stuff that's all around with them. It's a fun time. Brewery tours offer samples, of course. Not only will you find beer you like, but most breweries have a rich history. Even younger breweries include fascinating stories about their founders or their recipes. Put on social media using International Beer Day to celebrate all who brew such fantastic beer around the globe. When we come back, we've got some kooky news going on, like some more words were added to the dictionary. We've also got a price tag on Princess Leia, the bikini. That was just sold in auction.
I saw that. Wow.
We got a couple other things that maybe we'll get to. An HOA member tried to shut down a children's lemonade stand. How rude.
That's what HOA is. I feel like it's so typical.
Also, a Nebraska teen accused of derailing a train, recording the crash, and then posting it online.
Smart.
Yeah, I'll do it for the Vine, I guess.
Yeah, for real. Oh, miss you, Vine.
You're listening to WRMN. We'll be right back after these.
Anderson Japanese Gardens, ranked the highest quality Japanese garden in North America and located right in the heart of Rockford. Their mission is to open minds to a different culture while offering a place of peace and tranquility where one can find healing, renewal, inspiration, and a re-energized soul. A premier destination for corporate functions, special events, weddings, and receptions. For directions, hours, and fees, visit andersongarden.org today.
Theriault Booth, a leading local law firm, is located on the beautiful Fox River in downtown St. Charles. Here's Ryan Theriault.
For better or worse, there are just times people need a lawyer. Whether you are involved in a work injury, in an automobile crash, selling a home, or even planning for your estate after your passing, we're here. We're local. We're part of the community.
For more information, visit them on the web at tbfirm.com or give them a call at 630-526-4242. Attention all burger enthusiasts and game aficionados. Celebrate a century of excellence at Mott's Lounge, proudly serving the community for 100 years under 5 generations of passionate ownership. Sink your teeth into our hand-pressed fresh burgers bursting with flavor, crafted just the way you like them. And while you're here, enjoy our exclusive drink specials, perfect for toasting to our milestone anniversary. Plus, challenge your luck with our state-of-the-art gaming machines, adding an extra thrill to your visit. Join us at Mott's Lounge and be a part of history in the making. Here's to another century of great food, fun, and memories. Mott's Lounge, where every visit is a celebration. For more information, visit us online at mottslounge.com. It's the time of the year where storms and inclement weather can pop up unexpectedly. If you have a generator powered by a small engine, keep it running like a top. Don't do the tune-up yourself. Let Ames Small Engine Repair at 674 Laurel Street in Elgin handle your generator. Ames can do oil changes, spark plugs, and make all the necessary adjustments. From simple tune-ups to major repairs, Ames Small Engine can do it all. Don't forget, it's not too early to think about a lawnmower tune-up. Call 847-742-8750.
Oh no, I just hit that post and my car's got a dent.
Uh-oh, better get Mako.
Oh yeah? Where are they?
Mako is America's body shop. They're the world's largest provider of paint and collision services. They're located at 212 Western Avenue in Carpentersville, across from Spring Hill Mall. I've used them. Check out my car.
Wow, looking good.
Everything was so easy and affordable. Hummer and staff were super friendly and really knew their stuff.
I'm going to call them now.
Mention WRMN 1410 at the Carpentersville Mako and receive 10% off today.
Let me tell you a story about Bill. Bill was a normal guy in his 50s. He had back surgery about 2 years ago. Bill was in a lot of pain. He dealt with his pain by taking the Percocets his doctor prescribed for him. Bill took more and more and more of them to help with the pain, until one day the prescriptions weren't enough to get rid of Bill's pain. Then one day Bill found someone to help him get rid of the pain with illegal drugs he didn't need a prescription for. Fast forward to today. Bill lost his job and his family. The only thing he does have is his drug dealer. If you know Bill's story and you don't want to end up like Bill, call the Detox and Treatment Helpline right now to get away and get treatment.
800-694-1127. 800-694-1127. 800-694-1127. Call right now. Help is standing by. 800-694-1127.
Welcome back to WRMN. My name is Dennis Sonar Green. I am filling in for Matt McNeil today. Matt McNeil does a fantastic job over here making sure that you are informed and entertained right here on WRMN. That's WRMN 1410 AM and WRMN1410.com. Matt McNeil does such a great job keeping everybody. Hello, ladies. Hope you're enjoying the weather. Sorry, had a visitor Tourette's real quick. Right? They just walked by.
It's hard. People walk by and they look like they're having a great time. Sometimes they make eye contact.
They
and
do.
You just have to.
What, I'm not going to say hi?
They can hear us.
I'm just going to wave at them and just talk at them some more. Come on now. Come on now.
Well, back to our very serious ice cream sandwich.
Ice cream sandwich right here. Very serious ice cream sandwich. Across the street from us is actually getting some crepe and gelato.
Yeah, I see that.
That's like the assembly line of ice cream sandwich.
I love a crepe.
A crepe.
And
then gelato's Italian, right?
Yeah.
So crepe is French and then gelato is Italian. Hey, we got some Euro side of it. Well, either way, fun stuff as it moves through. I'm filling in for Matt McNeil, at least for the rest of this hour. And then Matt McNeil is going to move his way in a couple weeks on the 12th. He's going to be taking over my shift over at Out to Lunch.
Yeah.
I'll be starting over at 10 in the morning, and he'll go all the way till 1. And then at 1 o'clock, we'll get our wonderful Amy Goodman with Democracy Now! And then follow that, Tammy Scully.
All right. Yeah.
Tammy and Friends is going to hop in, and that is going to be a fantastic side as it comes over here. Hey, I've got a caller calling in. Hello, caller. Welcome into the show.
Hi, this is the infamous or famous David.
Hello, David. Welcome aboard. What would you like to talk about?
Is it okay to call this show occasionally?
Absolutely. 100%. So during this hour, David, what we're going to do is the Apolitical Talk Show is taken over from 4 to 6 so that we've got a as much as we can an unbiased unbiased political and news show. And during this hour here from 5 to 6, this will be your hour. So we're going to schedule all of our interviews and all of our things in that first 4 o'clock hour. And then at 5 o'clock, we're going to open the phone lines for everybody. We're not gonna screen it to where only the blue hats come onto our line, or only the red hats, or only the centers, or only the people that want to say nice things about our particular candidate. We're going to open it up and actually have a discussion about things. I want to hear your ideas, David. Are you a normal caller at this time, sir?
Yeah, I call in the morning.
Oh, wonderful.
Wake up call. Who is this?
This is Dennis Sonar Green.
Oh, yeah. I think I talked to you. And then Ben Boquist.
That's it.
Yeah, how's it
Ben
going,
Demonium Boquist. You can find both of us actually on the internet too, David. Did you know that?
It's my legal name.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can look up both of our names. If you look Ben Demonium Boquist up, you'll see us popular on the Google. And if you type in Dennis Sonar Green, you can see all of the things that I've been involved with.
Okay. I'd be interested in doing that.
Absolutely. You'll also be able to listen to...
Evanston?
Say again?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Do you both live in Evanston?
Currently we do, but we're moving our way over here. My kids have to start school soon, so I'm on my way over. Soon I will be in Elginite.
Okay. Well, welcome. Elgin's you'll make Elgin a even better place.
Oh, thank you.
And Ben, you're going to stay out that way?
I'm looking for lodging as well. It's you know how it is moving. I'm putting it off just because it's so hot out. It's so hot. I don't want to move in the summer again.
Yeah,
it's too hot.
So do you both like Indian food?
Yeah, sure. You got a good suggestion?
Very far from you, Evanston. At least it was good years ago. Mount Everest, I believe it's called,
in Evanston,
Himalayas,
right?
On Church Street, 401 Church Street, I believe.
Yeah, downtown Evanston has some great places. Yeah. In fact, Todoroki is one of my favorite places down there because I get all-you-can-eat sushi. Man, that's so good.
Oh, I see.
Absolutely.
Hakito's a great place, too.
Hakito's, too? What's a good place here, David, that I can get some sushi?
I'm not a sushi person.
Oh, man. Midwest sushi is my favorite because I know that it was
I would say my wife cooking, but you'll never get that. I'm
what?
Sure, but
come on, 14 Douglas, you can drop off some leftovers, buddy.
She'd be happy to. She makes a tuna sushi that it's obviously cooked. It's obviously cooked tuna. It's just a tuna salad and the wrapper and with rice. She's from the Philippines, so she comprehends the Asian flair, but just anything she does. But Mount Everest Himalayas restaurant in Evanston is very good. Maybe you might want to get them on the shopping show.
Possibly. Hey, David, we're closing out the show here. Thanks a lot for calling in, man. We really appreciate it.
Well, have a good weekend.
You too.
Take care.
Hey, everybody, we're headed over to EPH, Elgin Public House, 219 North Chicago, just up the road here. Come say hi. And come welcome Leah into retirement. She's going to have a great time, and we love her for everything that she's done for the station. My name is Dennis Sonar Green. That's Bendemonium Boquest. We had Will Pellerinos on, and we will be back on Monday. Hey, stay tuned for Rick Smith right after this.
Bender Dental Care, located at 217 North McLean Boulevard in Elgin. Bender Dental wants everyone to be informed, appreciated, and cared for at all times. To prove it, they now offer a new patient exam for just $29. That includes consult, x-ray, exam, and